Takusatsu 15.
That's right.
1-5.
God.
One of the worst ages to be.
Listen, all right, you're still growing. You're growing into your britches. You're growing out of your old britches.
Not great. Puberty has happened. You're probably not happy with the results.
You went from the top of the food chain to the bottom of the food chain immediately.
Or in my case, a lot of the things you were like, puberty will solve that, and then it didn't.
Oh boy, don't I know it.
But speaking of things that need to get solved, obviously we got a new case in Zeztz 6. This is Zeztz 6 and 7. Fucking every time I forget to do the motherfucking intro.
He's Scott.
I've seen a little tokusatsu.
And I'm Dominic. And I've seen a lot of tokusatsu. Fuck.
God damn it. What pisses me off the most is I know there was like a stretch of episodes where we fucking nailed it.
Oh, absolutely.
And now every time it's like 20 minutes in, we're like, oh, we didn't even do the blah, blah, blah.
It's okay. We're not even 2 minutes in this time. We're fine.
Fucking hate it. I'm going to cut everything before that. Just to spite.
Just to spite you.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Jesus.
That's 6 and 7. You know, these two-parters have really been working out for our format.
Honestly, yeah, for Zeztz in particular.
Well, you know, we're in this kind of state where now we're getting these cases that are two-parters, and, you know, we've been glazing Zeztz like nonstop since it started. I will say this is probably my least favorite that we've had.
Yes.
Of the 3 two-parters.
I can't disagree, but also a lot of it is set up for the future. So
yeah,
that's to its detriment, but also like I get it.
I'll get into it. I got some hangups that I think are just me things.
Okay.
But I don't, again, you know, I don't think it was bad what we got, but I'll get into it. Okay. New case, escape with all the prisoners.
Yep.
Baku wakes up in a jail cell. There's an older couple and Nem.
Yeah,
because Nem is there. And they're in jail for all their crimes.
Yeah, with no context, absolutely not. But also kind of an interesting premise to start off, like, cold open. You're just in a jail cell. It's one of those situations where you kind of figure, oh, we'll flashback to get some context. Well.
Kinda. I will say, we've been talking a lot about how Zeztz, like the dream stuff in Zeztz gives Persona feels. This is the most Persona-ass shit we've gotten so far.
Oh my god,
Do
we believe that this episode is based on Persona 5?
I don't know. Well, it's Persona 5, but there's procedurally generated dungeon like 3 and 4.
Ooh, you're right.
But it's the theming of 5. But I mean, again, it's just, it's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
I like prison escapes. I feel like that's an underrated genre.
I think it's an underutilized genre, yeah.
That's what I meant, yeah. It's definitely the word that I meant to use.
That's fine.
Yeah. But through some talking, we revealed that these two older couple are Nem's parents.
Oh my god.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Later on, they're not. But right now, it's shocking.
I did make an interesting note here when Nem introduces her quote-unquote parents. She gives her father's full name as if
and
like...
then the mom is just Reika.
Yeah, just Reika. So it's a little weird, right? Like...
Yeah. He's Masumi Bijogi.
Bijogi. What a name.
Yeah. What a fucking... That's the closest Italian-ass Japanese name I've ever heard.
Honestly, he doesn't look full Japanese, so maybe that's
hey,
the vibe.
Bijogi.
Hey, Bijogi.
The gabagool, the Bijogi.
But on first watch, it didn't really occur to me. But on second watch, I was like, oh, that's weird. You don't normally introduce your parents with, their full name. So I guess,
absolutely.
Like, it's the first kind of unsettling thing. It's like, oh, things aren't what they seem. But that's kind of always what it is in these dream sequences, I guess.
Yeah, I just love, I don't know, like the dream theming is so fun. And you can do really like so much with it. I'm just constantly amazed that we haven't really gotten this before in Tokusatsu.
Yeah, no.
Maybe it was like a budget thing was always holding them back. Maybe they got more because of the global strategy. But I just feel like, wow, like how is this new ground in 2025?
I think, okay, hear me out. This might just be like a me thing in this particular case. I feel like whenever you have a dream premise for any particular series, there's a lot of ways to fail. Like,
Yeah.
there's too many ways to retcon things, or too many ways to like do away with details, because you could say, quote unquote, oh, they were dreaming. And people
Right.
fucking hate that.
Yeah, dream logic is like its own beast. And you always have the excuse of like, well, anything can happen. It's a dream.
Right. But maybe the formula here will make it. I mean, like, we're 6 episodes in, well, 7 as of this.
Right.
So for all we know, like, they have found the winning formula. So I still have hope there.
It's a fantastic balance so far between like staying grounded, but still having things that remind you like, oh, this is not real.
Right.
You know, like we're always tied into like the mission and what Baku's doing, and we know like the limits of Baku as this dream spy infiltrator guy. But then like the nightmare just starts turning the world or like bending the walls and this kind of stuff. So it's a really great balance we found, and I don't know, it's one of those things where it's so good it's shocking that we haven't gone here before, because it seems perfect especially for like low budget like action shows. Like you can do whatever the fuck you want in like an action scene if it's based in a dream.
Very true, actually. And they kind of showcase it here as well, like the same kind of details where they're trying to escape the prison together. Baku sees a whole bunch of traps. They're like the saws flying through the room, and he just jumps through them all miraculously.
Yeah, so Baku does like his weird little magic trick where he just gets rid of everybody's chains, and he's like, I'll lead you out of here. And then they walk through, there's all these saw traps. Oh, there's one part where like he grabs the mom and dad in each arm.
Right.
And he's like, Nem, hop on.
And then he just was one huge jump.
Yeah, he uses the impact capsule to make his legs fucking huge, and then like super piggyback jumps through a bunch of traps, which was fun. Yeah, it's fun. No problems with that. And then we cut to Nox outside the prison, and he's basically like, "Good luck getting out of there." And then we zoom out and see the prison is like a giant ass fucking maze. Like a Persona Palace.
Oh boy. And I think they show off like immediately in the next scene there are different floors to it too. So very clear sign that they're climbing to it.
Yeah, they're going to staircases. And their first thought is to like go down, because get to the ground floor there must be an exit, right?
Right.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, logic.
At one point, he uses the stream capsule to make like a fucking Avatar Aang air bubble to block all the darts from hitting them. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Something I wanted to touch on with the capsules,
right,
is we're going to get more, but the ones we're getting are all blue. Right, and then we had Wing? Was it just called Wing? We had Wing and Transform that were red.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if like all the capsules are like categorized by like the 4 main color forms.
Oh.
And that's why we're getting all these extra forms when we thought we were only having 4. It was really just like the color variations.
I guess that's
I don't know.
True, but like when you watch the opening, right? Like you have the main 4, like red, blue, green, purple, and they all kind of fall into those shades. I wonder if maybe they're just different variations of the main color cap.
Yeah, maybe, because we at first, all the promotional material made me think that the weapon was going to be like the changing factor between forms, and we've seen that's not true.
Right.
So I don't know. I think I'm starting to lean more towards like my Pokemon theory, because Nox had that book where he was talking about the forms.
Right.
And he gave them very vague like categories, almost like body, mind, civilization, and the other one.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if like all the capsules are just going to be grouped into what kind of things they affect, I guess. But then,
now that you point that out,
isn't Mayan stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So red has all been body modification.
Yeah.
So
Transform, Wing.
I can see that
Impact.
being the case. Blue being mind, maybe. I mean, like he gets the new capsule that.
Yeah. Blue-ish.
Blue
Yeah, it's like a cyan.
Right.
But from what we've seen with blue, it seems like affecting the world around you, kind of.
Yeah.
Because with blue, we've gotten like stream. The one we get in this episode is magnet.
Machine.
Oh,
there's machine.
Oh, we get
and
machine.
Projection.
Projection, right. So they're all having to do with either manipulating the world around you or like tricks. I guess projection seems the furthest out of the bounds. But you could argue that that's manipulating light, I guess.
Maybe.
No, but they do physically hit people.
They do. But I don't know. I think I see the pattern. Or basically it's like with red you have body modification. With blue it's more like things you can affect with your mind ? If we're going with that theme.
Right.
Yeah, I'll have to think on it a bit further. But also it's very interesting to point out, they do have the different aspects of the dream things that Zero had not gotten.
Nox.
Thank you. That Nox had
Yeah.
mentioned. And the colors are kind of following that theme with the 4 different colors. So definitely interesting. Probably a lot more to bite into there later down the line.
Yeah. I just think because, again, from all the promotional material, I thought we were going to have like 4 main forms.
Oh,
and then
gotcha.
I thought we would tackle those first, you know, because that's all we had seen. And then we get in the show and it's like transform and his legs all bendy, and then wing and he has wings. And I was like, this is not going how I thought.
For the better or for the worse?
Oh, I'm not upset about it at all. I think projection's probably the coolest capsule. We'll get to that.
Oh, yeah.
Machine's kind of lame, to be honest.
I mean, it's a machine arm. It's
just a machine, baby.
Very straightforward.
Yeah. So after that moment with the air bubble is when he finds out that they're not Nem's parents.
Yeah, Nem is like, oh no, they're not my parents. I'm just playing the role of the dream, as she does.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
Classic
is that what
Nem.
shocks him awake? I'm pretty sure.
No. Oh, yeah, it is. Because he's like, eh. And then we cut to the PSB, who are being shown like a rock quarry, the typical tokusatsu rock
the usual rock quarry.
But this one carved embossed in the side of the mountain is like the symbol that was on all the traps. So, you know, we've seen this dynamic before where like they went to the church and found like the flowers when the crow guy was attacking the church in the dream.
Right.
Again, just tying in like real world effects to the dream stuff. Although this one's like the least, I don't know, like it's not even, you know, like this one you could be like, oh, there's some weird guys making a prank at the rock quarry.
It gives me like Signs vibes, like, you know, with the cornfield.
Yeah. Very much. It'll be like fucking. I'm sorry, they're not UFOs anymore, were they?
Oh no, I know what you're talking about. I don't know the acronym for them.
I don't remember. It was a while. Was it this? It was last summer, right? Where people were going crazy over fucking aliens.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But you know, anything to distract us from the cruel realities of the world.
What is it? It's like BFGs. Anyway,
BFG. BBL.
So BBL. Big natties. Yeah, so they see that, and then they guess what? They broke into fucking Baku's house again.
As they do.
Because he wakes up and finds like the window flapping.
I mean, better to have a cool closet base than, you know, the back of a truck, I guess.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Baku's fucking secret room is way cooler than anywhere on Earth. Okay, so something happens here that I know it's a show, I know it's for kids, I know it's to sell toys.
Right.
But so Baku walks in to like see them there, then he just walks up to the Capsum Gacha.
Right.
And just spins it twice.
Yep.
With no cost.
No cost.
And he just gets 2 new capsules. The person in me that understands that this is a television show is like, okay, like they're metering out the new forms, whatever, good stuff. But the part of me that thinks about this in universe is like, well, why I would just spin get all the capsules now. You know what I mean? If there's no cost, I would just spin all of them to get all the capsules out.
You're making too much sense. But I have also had this thought.
Yeah, it's just like, boom, then I have whatever I could possibly need.
Listen, then Zero will have to make him a new storage tube. He doesn't have enough storage tubes yet.
Just get a bag. Who cares about the tube? Get a fucking big lawn, like a yard work trash bag, and just fill it up. I don't know.
God. Yeah.
It's fine. It's just one of those things that you have to like give the show because there's no reason for it to be that way.
Yeah, suspension of disbelief. Just let it happen.
So he rolls twice. He gets machine and projection, and they're both blue. Baku's sister knows the president, right?
Yeah.
Is he Googling it, or is he on his camera again?
He's on his camera again, and because his sister does, like, production work? I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, so he's looking up the guy on the camera, and his sister knows him, and then he tags along to her job.
Right.
Where she's, like, at this filming of, like, a local news segment. I thought the same. I was like, at this point, oh, she's in, like, production, I guess. But then next episode, there's going to be more stuff between him and her, and they mention that she works for a talent agency.
Oh, right. I forgot about that completely. But you're absolutely right.
Yeah. So she's there representing like the agency with this really bad local comedian. Because this is not funny.
Talent agencies will take whatever talent they can get.
I don't think that's true. But it's interesting to me. Well, like, one, I love that the younger sister is like has a job versus just being in school.
Right.
I think that just leads to more interesting side plots, or even not even side plots, but like just things like this where you can have her drag the main plot, like progress the main plot more efficiently.
Yeah.
Like if she's out in the world, like established, meeting people, doing deals, that kind of stuff, versus like if she was in school, it's like, oh, then we get the one school episode somewhere and then she doesn't matter ever again.
Right. But she is very prominent in the opening, so I'd like to believe she's going to be like an active part of the cast.
Yeah.
Unlike, other sisters we've seen.
That's true. Oh, but I think she's a really underrated like member of the cast so far. You know what I mean? Like Baku is great. Fujimi and Nausicaa are doing their stuff really well. Nem is everywhere. She kind of right now was like kind of in the background, but she's done a lot to like progress the missions.
Right.
She's like a really good resource so far for like the real world, which I don't know. I always like it when what do you call it? Character economy. When you have like characters in there to serve. What am I trying to say? When every character that you have
serves a purpose.
Is there to there's a purpose and
right.
they can be used to proceed your plots.
Ooh.
Like nobody's just in the background.
That's
nobody's
true.
just there because like, oh, why didn't Baku have a family? I don't know, give him a sister. Like if you're gonna have to write someone to exist, you might as well do stuff with them constantly. True. So she's great. And yeah, so he tags along, watches the bad thing. Then the president Gozyuger shows up because I guess he represents someone else in this awful segment. It's a terrible segment. I cannot stress enough like how
that's not the show we're judging.
I know, but I just know looking at this that like, yeah, that airs in Japan. Like I know it does. I've flipped through channels before.
It does, yeah, that's very true.
It's basically like it's like a manzai comedy where there's two people,
right? And
one of them's like the girl doing regular reporting, and the other one's like a fat guy pretending to hear the wrong word and just going over and over. I was like, oh,
stop! That's the kind of comedy they love in Japan.
So at this point, the president doesn't recognize Baku.
Right.
So we find out a little bit about his history with Nem because he says he's such a big Nem fan. The president found Nem in an orphanage. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh boy!
That's your ring-a-ding-dinger going off. Because not only do we see her in the orphanage, she's literally wearing clothes that don't look normal.
Right.
That's ring-ding-ding number 2. And then we already know somehow she's connected to Nox. That's a ring-ding-ding number 3. So I think Nem is some otherworldly dream-like being. If Nox comes from the dream world, then I think Nem is from there as well. Otherwise, they both just got like smashed into the darkness. You know what I mean?
Somehow. It could be a situation kind of like, oh, they ended up in no one world like Hoeru did. But we don't know that yet.
Yeah, Hoeru.
Listen, I know we're not talking about it yet, but it applies here.
Oh, I blanked. I thought you were supposed to be talking about Baku.
Oh.
Okay. But so, yeah, all that was ring-a-ding-dinging in my brain because, like, we know there's something sussy between Nox and them. So her being an orphan already, there's something sketchy about that. No offense to real orphans, but people in media and tokusatsu
when
that
they're
are orphans usually have a reason.
Oh yeah, that's very true. But also like this scene between Bijogi just sharing this backstory, it's like, oh, I found him an orphan. Gave me a lot of sus vibes for Bijogi too.
I think at this half of the two-parter, that's kind of what they're going for.
Yeah, that's kind of what they're going for.
And I'll get into my hangups with this after we talk about both episodes.
Fair enough.
But I think you're right for feeling that way. Because he's at an orphanage because I guess he donates money or something. And he sees her, just a girl, and like all the kids running up to her because they want to play with her.
It's like, oh, you want to be a star?
Yeah, he just looks at her, he's like, she's perfect.
Yeah.
Which is creepy. And then he adopts her. And then, I mean, we're not given a time frame on like the adoption to then marketing her. Like, we're not given the exact timeline on that.
Right.
So my reason to believe is like he adopts her and then the next day she's doing model shoots,
Yeah. No, it's definitely very awkward and very like, oh, I don't trust this guy. But you're probably right, and that's the angle that they were going for this particular two-parter.
Right. But then obviously Baku hears all this and then he's like, well, so like Nem, she said this wasn't her dad, but she still knew who he was. Like, why didn't she tell me?
Right.
Which, we're going to get into.
We're going to get into.
I think that's very smart to do this now. Like right after the end of last episode revealed that Nox and Nem have some kind of connection, having this kind of tease of like, is Nem even trustworthy? I think it's smart. I think it's a good little touch.
I do think I agree in that, like, for a lot of different media, you have the idea of the unreliable narrator.
Yeah.
And it's that twist that makes things really interesting where you find out, oh, this, like, you can't trust what you're seeing. So you have to, like, but you have to, because that's all you're seeing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Nem being that idea of the unreliable narrator does kind of scratch an itch I didn't think I needed to have scratched until these couple of episodes.
Yeah, I think it's, well, because there's a lot of questions about Nem going into this. Like now, after this two-parter, we have more answers. But going in, it's like, well, why is this celebrity in everybody's dreams? And why does she remember being in everybody's dreams? And like, well, is it just a coincidence that she's always in the ones Baku's in? Like, what's going on? Then we find out, like, what? She's connected to Nox. I think it's, and then we have this where it's like, well, why did she lie to him? It's a good tease, especially since we're about to reveal more now. Like, we're about to reveal the context of her existence, essentially.
Right.
So I think you got to get that in while you still can. And I think they did. I think it worked really well.
For sure.
Find out the fucking Bajogi just divorced Reiko like literally yesterday.
Oh, yeah. No, that was weird.
Yeah, I think this comes from Fujimi and Asuka looking into him, right?
They're looking into him and it's like, hey, they just had a divorce. She was in the dream, question mark?
Yeah, so if we get another Fujimi theory. He's like, he just had a divorce, so it's making him think about the family that he'll never have again.
Ooh.
So we know that that's not what's the real problem is.
Have we talked about... Have we talked about how I feel like Fujimi is possibly like the self-insert for like all of the conspiracy theories?
No, because that mentioned he was an audience insert, but I don't think he talked about conspiracy.
Okay, so we did talk about it. Yeah, it's like the audience insert where it's like, oh, the audience is gonna think this, and this, so we're just gonna lay it all out.
Yeah, I think, again, I love a baffling detective. I think that's just a fun archetype.
Right.
And so to have him always make like the most obvious case, and it just lets the audience know that like, no, there's something else going on. I think it's fun. I think it's a great trope that I hope runs its course.
I can't wait for him to get the episode where he's actually right.
Oh my god, they do this for so long, and then he does one where he's right and they don't believe him. And then Baku like looks through the door and Fujimi's right. And he's just like, Fujimi's son was right.
Oh god, it'll be amazing. It'll be like it'll be the one comedy episode probably. It's like the episode that breaks up like maybe like the serious moments where you need a break. And it's like, holy shit, a Fujimi's right episode? Let's go!
I don't know if they'll ever do this, but I would love a Fujimi-centric episode.
Oh, man.
Like, just, you see Baku, like, run off, like, and even, like, Nasuka go do something else, and we just follow Fujimi for the whole events. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. 10 out of 10 episode immediately.
So then we get night 2. Baku is back in Dream World as number 7, and he's trying to ask Nem, like, why didn't you talk to me about like this guy being your agent and stuff? And she's just kind of dodging all the questions, and then they get into like a blow up, like a fight, and she runs away, which is, it's fun. Well, not fun, but I think it's always good to have like inter-party conflict for like the main group of characters. I think it just makes it, it adds intrigue and it makes it feel more believable. Like, we let us not forget, we did harp on the weirdness of the Hanto Shoma breakups, but my only problems with them were like the spacing between them.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, I did like both of the conflicts and their resolutions. It was just how weird how they came almost back to back.
Very true. And in this particular case, it does make sense because we don't really know anything about Nem at this point. So she doesn't really know Baku's, like, why does she have any reason to give him additional information that he shouldn't, or that he doesn't need to know?
Like, again, they've just been in the same places, the same dreams. Nem hasn't said, like, hey, I'll help you do everything. She's just been there. They're like easy allies, not like partners.
Right. So it makes sense the way she reacted and the way it's like, I don't want to talk about it, just drop it, leave me alone kind of deal. Like, that's human. It feels
right. But he is a detective. Well, he's not a detective. He's a secret agent. But he needs to know.
No,
he's the number one Nem fan.
All the more reason she doesn't need to give him this information.
So she runs off, and then they run to chase her, and then she bumps into our nightmare. Maybe.
Oh boy, it's a robot.
It's a robot. He's got a chainsaw hand and a clamp hand.
And
that's cool. He's got the clamps. Baku goes into machine. I guess we'll talk about it. It's like a lighter cyan blue, and he's got like a robot claw.
Yeah, it's the claw.
It's fine. Well, it's got a robot claw, and then at one point he like transforms the claw away to have both hands.
Yeah,
and I was just like, well, then what's the fucking point of being machine?
It's a. Like, I'm just trying to understand the point of this particular form, because everything that it does in this episode can be done by literally any of its other forms.
Well, it does like manipulate machinery at some point, right? Like he has almost like a magnet type power.
Yes, but also like most of what we see him do are with that stupid claw.
That's true. It is true. This is machine going at the bottom of the tier list so far. He manages to fight the robot and breaks it apart, but then Nox walks out, and this is like their first face-to-faceness.
Yep.
Like he hears Nox talk, and he's like, that voice. And then Nox is here, and he says something about one who knows all, which... Who's that?
Ooh, mystery.
He like waves his hand, and then the robot just rebuilds itself, and then makes another robot.
Yep.
So,
surprise.
And he's like, you're not the only one with power over dreams. So it's like, oh, maybe he's also lucid dreaming. And he's like, those who seek only in dreams will never arrive at the truth. Again, fucking Nox being cryptic as fuck again.
See, but also it plays into the theme of the show where it's like you can't rely just on the dream. There's the reality aspect to it.
Right.
So, it plays very well into like he's giving Baku clues, which kind of gives me the impression it's like, oh, he's not 100% an enemy. There's something about it.
I think this happens next episode too. But not only is he giving like kind of hints, even way back in the Fujimi part with the bomb nightmare, he was kind of giving Baku hints about what to do.
That's true.
Where he was like, this is like his deep down desire. Don't you want to know why or whatever? And then in the next episode, he gives Baku a warning, almost like a cryptic warning, and they could be interpreted as like, oh, there's stories where like the bad guy gives out like a fake warning or whatever just to trick up the hero,
Right.
But I'm starting to get the inklings of I'll get into it. There's a lot. Okay.
There's a lot.
Okay. So he makes a bunch of robots, and then it's revealed that the robot is not a nightmare. It's just another one of the traps. It has like the trap pattern on it.
Yep.
The prison is the nightmare.
What a twist.
What a twist. It's a big ass googly eyed upside down pyramid with legs. And it's got a tail, and the tail smacks the mountain behind it, and that's what makes the trap sign on the quarry.
I mean, like, it is an interesting twist. I just think the design for the prison on the outside is kind of dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. For one, I love like a living building kind of thing.
Right.
Because I think that's just so fun, especially when people get like disoriented because the rooms are all moving around.
Right.
I think that's just a lot of fun. But I do think you're right. Like if it had just been the building, I don't think you needed to give it like eyes and limbs to make it organic. It could have just been like a scary ass like building.
Right.
Like maybe just put veins on the outside and have like the building pulse. I think that's cooler.
Yeah. If they give it like a more body feel, I think that would make it really interesting, but also body horror type thing isn't for everybody, so.
True. And I mean, I have to keep reminding myself, like their main target is Japanese children. So
yeah, we don't want to traumatize the kids yet.
Yeah, it's fine. I think it's fine. For the most part, we only see like the outside in like 2 scenes anyway.
That's true. And then everywhere else is filmed pretty much in like the factory warehouse that every fight happens in every Tokusatsu.
So Nox also says like something like everyone has secrets and they want to escape that pain, and that's why like they're in the prison because they don't want to face the reality that's outside. And then the president is like, I want to live forever, and he grabs Nem and like runs back up the stairs.
Yep.
And he pushes his fucking ex-wife out of the way. She like falls over.
Like fuck Reiko, I guess.
Fuck that bitch. Then we cut to Fujimi and Asuka outside interviewing Reiko, and she's like, well, we just divorced, so I guess I don't have to keep his fucking secret anymore. And she's like, he really changed after that accident 4 years ago. Nani? 4 years ago. And then we cut to a room, like we see the president sleeping on the couch in his office, and we cut to like a secret room full of fucking Nem pictures.
Like, it's
very
definitely
creepy.
Like what we talked about earlier with the president being like the suspicious person. That was definitely the setup for this episode.
Yeah, it very much leans into like, wait, is he like obsessed with her? This is creepy. It's very much supposed to give those vibes. And we're jumping into 7 now because that was everything about 6. We'll see that this episode tries to subvert that, and we'll talk about our opinions on its efficacy. Efficacy? Efficiency?
Yeah, efficacy is the right word.
Let's go. First try. Nox says that Baku can't save everyone, and one day he'll remember his own bad dream. Now. After this, I think Nox fucks off.
Yeah.
This really got me thinking because I was like, Baku has a bad dream. What? And then I ended up watching someone reacting to the first episode. It got recommended to me.
Oh.
And the first episode, like with the revolver nightmare, that's Baku's dream.
You're right.
There's no one else in that dream except for Baku. And it's all about him trying to be Code 7 in dreams, but then turning out he's powerless in dreams too.
Oh.
The only person there is Nem, but Nem's in everybody's dreams.
Right.
So it couldn't be Nem's dream. And then, okay, here's where it gets spicier. So at the part where like he's like resolving to still continue on or whatever, right before he goes and gets the Zeztz driver,
right,
he's pulled into like a white door, like a glowing white entrance by glowing white arms. Almost like the ladies on the white doors in people's subconscious.
Right.
And when he gets into the room with Zero, Zero says, this is your subconscious.
Oh.
So, in every other dream we've seen, Baku can only approach these doors and like peek through the peek holes because that's somebody else's. So Baku's own subconscious made the Zero and the Zeztz driver and all that stuff. And that was his nightmare. That was his bad dream.
Right.
So I don't know if there's more to that, like if he didn't settle everything. Because we know that there's 3 doors. And then when the third one unlocks, that's when all the bad nightmare stuff happens. So we don't know if Baku has maybe 2 more of those like lady doors that he would have to conquer at some point. Lady doors. Yeah, but maybe that's like super form, final form kind of stuff.
Ooh.
But I did, because when I first watched this, I was like, Baku's gonna have a dream? No way. But then I was like, the first episode is Baku's dream.
My God. All right, hold on. Now we're really breaking into like the conspiracy theory mind hole for me. What if the Zeztz driver is just like the driver manifestation of a nightmare?
Oh, like, whoa, wait. So the Zeztz driver is a driver nightmare?
Like, it allows him to harness the power of nightmares, but it's like it is from nightmares. Like, do you pick up what I'm putting down?
Kind of, yeah. Because I mean, he does get like weird ghostly fog when he changes.
Right.
So maybe it's like letting him become a nightmare. Okay, we should just get into it. Because
we should.
So in this episode, there's a line that Nox says where he implies that there's a cost to the power that Baku is using, and he doesn't know about it.
Right.
So we've been given all these warnings and stuff by Nox, who's obviously bad guy coded. Like we saw him unleash the nightmares into the world. We see him being creepy about Nem. But I'm the way I'm thinking now, I think we're headed for a double turn. I think Nox is going to be not as bad as we think. And I think Zero is going to be much worse than we think.
I can't say no to that because I'm not only hella down, but I see the indication.
Because there's so much unexplained about Zero. Like, why was he in Baku's subconscious? Like, okay, obviously, like, Baku was dreaming that he was like this mission for Code, and you can say that he dreamt up a boss to tell him what to do. Right. But you could also say that something out there saw someone manipulatable and disguised themselves or became their boss.
And it also doesn't help that, like we had noticed from the first few episodes, Zero's got the design of like what a nightmare would typically look like.
Right. The headlight on the bike robo is like the same kind of design that the nightmares usually have on their face.
Right.
I don't
Ooh, okay. So, from my experience in watching a lot of tokusatsu,
Uh-huh.
the evil mentor is a trope that they go back to a lot.
Right.
So, like, it wouldn't be surprising if that were the case, because there's still just so much we don't know. And it is pretty, like, back to basics tokusatsu, really, if I think about everything that I've seen. So, I could definitely see them using it here if this is supposed to be their back to base series.
Yeah. I mean, again, okay, so I'm more sold on, like, the Nox not being as bad as we think. The Zero part is just kind of me wanting that, maybe.
Fair. Yeah.
Like, he could easily just still be like our buddy robot bike's sidekick for the whole show. But there is enough about him right now that I hope, even if it doesn't go the way I imagine it to, I still hope it gets explored.
Right.
Because again, like, why is he in Baku's subconscious at all? Why can he make a physical room inside Baku's house and a physical body for himself? This is someone from, presumably, if we're to take it at face value, this is something that Baku dreamed up. So why would his dream character have the ability to make physical differences in the real world?
That is also very... Also, he provides Baku with, like, the spy tools that he can use both in the dream world and the real world, too. So
yeah,
everything he does is having a real effect on not only just the show, but on, like, you know, the reality of the show and the dream sequence show. So...
And if he was not his own entity, like if he was only Baku's imagination, how would he have knowledge about things that Baku doesn't? You know, how would he have known about the capsums and like the camera and all the equipment and even the driver if Baku hadn't already thought of those?
Okay, I'm going to play off of that.
Mm-hmm.
So we also don't know a lot about like Baku's past. Like we know, oh, he tries to help people, something catastrophic happens to him.
Right.
But like... I feel like this is just possibly peeking into a future upgrade form for him, maybe even like final form details, where it's like, maybe Baku just inherently has reality altering abilities, and he just doesn't know that.
You're right. I mean, we don't know anything about Baku's upbringing, really. Like, we don't even know if they have parents. It could be that he's very much like Nem, where he's this weirdly powerful dream being that somehow ended up over here.
Right.
I could see that maybe happening.
And it also doesn't help that every opening, he always introduces himself as, oh, I'm Agent 7 in my dreams, but in the real world, I'm just a normal dude. Like, they're trying to play it up.
Right. There's a lot of sussiness going around. I think Zero is more sussy than he seems, and I think Nox will, you know, he'll have more than just being this cryptic bad guy one day.
Right.
He is, I mean, even if we're like, Nox isn't as bad as we think, he is still like a terrorist.
Yeah, I mean, he's still setting nightmares out into the world, still looking to like get people killed.
He used the one moment where the boundary between dreams and the real world was small enough that he could throw a bunch of nightmares into the world. So I don't think it'll ever be like, I'm a good guy the whole time.
Oh yeah, he's the Vegeta of this series for sure.
Mm-hmm. It could even be... That's true. Vegeta killed a lot of people. They got brought back. So,
no,
but I mean,
no remorse.
the intent was there. They might do a thing where like Nox is this awful bad person, but like we just said, like Baku has some weird connection to that side, so maybe like he wants to get Baku to join him.
Right.
So like he's nice to Baku, or not nice, but like he's helping out Baku in an attempt to get him on his side. That could be, I could see that as well.
Yeah, that all makes a little bit too much sense.
Yeah. What also makes sense is putting Reiko in the closet with the little sensor and then leaving her there.
My God. Okay. So there's one thing about this fucking episode.
This poor goddamn woman.
They do not give a single fuck about Reiko.
I really don't know why she's even here. Like, even at the end of this, it's not a resolution where like he decides, you know, to get back together with his wife, you know, or that he was wrong.
Right.
There's none of that in the resolution. His entire nightmare, his dream scenario has to do with Nem.
Exactly.
And, like, his wife is literally just there.
Now ex-wife. Hold on.
Yeah, now ex-wife as of 24 hours. But I mean, I guess if they were to lean more towards the side of like this guy is a piece of shit, then you have this here where it's like he considers his own wife like not even important enough in his dream, you know?
Right.
But because the way they go with his character where they're trying to make him more sympathetic, this just really stands out as being like, well, what's going on with this then?
I mean, they divorced, and it can't have just been.
The reason is him, Dominic.
Yeah. Well, when you put it like that.
Again, like when we were talking about Baku's sister, I was talking about how great character economy is.
Right.
This really feels like waste. This feels like such waste.
Okay, so to be fair, Baku's sister is going to be a recurring character. Reiko, we are not seeing past these 2 episodes.
I know, but like so far, okay, like let's look at it like if you're trying to cut stuff out, right?
Right.
The only thing Reiko is here and has done in this 2-parter is give Fujimi and Asuka the information about the accident.
Right.
Right? That's basically it.
Yep, that's her purpose.
If I'm looking at like who's necessary, if that's the only thing she's got going for her, I'm like, well, surely I can figure out a different way that they can discover that so that I don't have to pay an actress to be on set for a whole day.
100%,
you know what I'm saying?
They could have absolutely written detectives doing actual detective work. Though, okay. To be fair, later in the episode, we find out that Bijogi did a massive cover. Right.
Yeah.
So maybe regular detective work wouldn't have been enough for them to find out about the Warriors.
I guess so.
But
I don't know.
At the same time, I agree. There are definitely better ways to utilize or put this information in without using up this character economy for no reason.
Adding in an entire character just to get one line of dialogue out.
Listen, Toei, we already know Kamen Rider isn't exactly on the biggest budget. You didn't have to use this actress for this.
No. Especially, oh my god, we'll see later, but this room with the sensor thing is fucking crazy.
Yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about.
So the prison changes around, like, you know, like we were saying, like hallways and stuff change. So it makes it almost impossible to find like the mind doors, which means he gets no clues in the dream.
Right.
Which cuts back to what Nox said last time, where it's like, if you're only looking in the dream, you'll never find the truth. Well, now he can't even look in the dream. So he's got to do some real work. The PSB fill Baku in when he gets back about the accident and stuff. From this, I was like, is Nem in a coma? Because then it would make sense, right? If she's asleep all day and her consciousness is drifting. Yeah. So, oh boy. Baku is like, well, she can't be like in a hospital. She's on like all the street corners and TV. And then their PSB is just like, the ads could be CGI or old material recycle.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And then that's true.
Yeah, another reason to hate AI.
Oh god. Yeah, oh my god, for real. Baku uses his sister Minami again to get into Bijogi's office, but this time Bijogi recognizes Baku. Like Baku just, his sister's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for bothering you." Blah blah blah. Right. Baku just steps forward and he's like, "You know me," and the president's like, "I do. You look different in the daytime."
It's like you're a completely different person.
Yeah. Now, okay, so all this happens in front of Minami.
No
so
questions.
Like, yeah, what the fuck? How is this not the revelation of the secret? If it is, and like she starts helping the PSB like in his closet, I'm fine with that. But if we're just gonna act like this didn't happen, and like next episode she's not like, so what the fuck is this Agent 7 shit? Then I'm gonna be a little miffed.
Okay, like it's hard to say because like it has to do with episode 8, but we'll get into it next episode, I guess.
Oh, okay.
His sister is certainly something, I suppose. She'll notice a bunch of small things, but miss huge things.
Oh my god!
I'm sure that's intentional design,
right? To keep her separate from like the main side characters. Oh, whatever. So we get the info about the accident. Bijogi and Nem were on a bus. First of all, okay, I want to talk about this fucking bus.
Oh yeah.
So when you're like, you know, a talent or whatever, you get the charter buses or something. No, not charter. You get like the buses where it's like a room on wheels, basically. Yeah. And they're just rented out like a dead ass charter bus.
Yeah.
Like there's like 200 seats on this bus and they're not even sitting next to each other. They're sitting like in the front aisle across from each other. Just fucking weird. I just wanted to point that out. Not even a private bus.
She's a big star. She can rent a school bus if she wanted to.
If she rented a school bus, she'd be for sure dead because their bus gets hit by something. And there's no seatbelts on fucking school buses. Yeah, so the bus takes a big fucking hit, totaled. It's spiraling, and Bijogi comes out of that banged up but awake, and Nem is banged up and unconscious.
Oh yeah.
But don't worry, they leave the room to talk about stuff, and then they go back in, and she is gone.
Yeah, no, somehow.
I should also say they didn't take her to the hospital.
No, they did not.
Because the president wants to cover this up, so she's in like a private room, like the same secret room where his Nem shrine is, I think.
Yeah, honestly, awful shred on his part.
Honestly, well, we'll get into my opinions on this, man. So he kept Nem secret, and then she just fucking disappeared. And so now he's on like a hunt to find her, because there's no way she got up and walked away when she was unconscious.
Absolutely.
But also, I don't think there's a window in that room. So she literally like disappeared, like dead ass.
Yeah.
And when he's asked about how like Nem is still everywhere, it says the same shit as Fujimi and them. He's like, yeah, we use CGI and like old photos recycled. And he's like, I have to keep it up, otherwise the public would be so upset. And it's like, upset at who, Mr. Bijogi? Who would they be upset at?
I wonder.
He like frames this as doing like a public service, because Nem is so popular that any threat to her would make everyone spiral out of control.
Like, he's putting this idol on the level of like a public official. Or like, if the Prime Minister of Japan were assassinated, that's exactly what he feels people would be so distraught about Nem's disappearance.
Okay, I guess I can't hold it any longer. We gotta talk about this.
Yeah.
So this entire episode tries to reframe what Bijogi is doing as like, he's this caring guy who really does love Nem as his adoptive daughter. And all he wants is for her to be safe. And his big dream regret is that he thinks it would have been better if he was the one who got really hurt in the accident and she was okay.
Right.
And I just don't buy it.
I don't either.
I just don't buy it. I understand that like this is a kid's show. And so there's several times when watching Kamen Rider where it's like, I call it the kids show box. Like you'll feel the story itself bump into the edge of the kids show box. Then it has to get sucked back towards the center. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
It'll go in a direction where you're like, whoa, they're really going to explore this? This is kind of dark. And then they bump the box and then get sucked back. And you're like, oh, of course not. I'm so silly for thinking that. So, like, we all know the Japanese idol industry is exploitative.
Extremely.
Of these young, vulnerable women. And then you set up a story where it's like this guy goes around, finds a kid in an orphanage that he thinks has talent, adopts her, immediately commercializes her, and then when she's gone, he continues to use her image without consent in order to, sure, assuage the public, but also he's making money off of her. And you're gonna be like, well, the money would go towards the Nem hunt. Sure. Like, maybe, but like, this is some perfect blue levels of like identity disassociation and commercialization. And then again, like the box, they bounce it back to being like, well, no, he is a really caring father figure and he really wants her back.
Right.
And I'm like, does he want her back because he loves her like a human, or does he want her back so that this whole cover up can end and he can just keep making money off of her?
Oh, man.
I cannot buy him as anything other than disgusting.
And I 100% disagree with you. Or 100% agree with you. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I was like, whoa. Yeah, the show is really going to put in work in like the next parts that we're recapping to make this guy seem like a good guy. And part of me is hoping that like this is a false flag, not false flag, but like a red herring. Like later on when we get more like Nem stuff, like say they do bring Nem back, then he'll be revealed to be like a piece of shit like he is. I don't know if they're going to go that route.
With the way that they've kind of instilled the importance of Nem to him and the fact that, you know, he's the president of their company, right? Like there's no way he doesn't come back. If he doesn't come back, that's a writing issue. Because he's that important. He's integral to her, weaving her into the story in reality, right? So, like, how could you not bring him back?
I think we'll see him again. I just don't think that they're going to do anything to change the way they frame him at the end of this episode. I think that that's, most of these two-parters have had like a big surprise or like a swerve.
Right.
Like Fujimi wants the bomber to exist. What? It's the bride's dream and she's afraid of flying the whole time. What? I feel like this is the big swerve, right? It's like the first episode sets him up to be kind of this gross guy. And then the next episode, like, no, he's a good guy the whole time. I just personally cannot buy that. I think that this is something that, again, like the main focus is for kids. And I think kids will totally be fine with this. But just I, as an adult, I cannot abide by this.
Yeah, no, that's
like
fair.
we know that this industry is predatory and it abuses and not extorts, but like uses these young impressionable women. And then now it's even more fucked up because she does not exist anymore in the real. It's like the fucking AI actress that they just tried to sign.
Oh, yeah.
Like she's perfect. She'll do whatever we want. We can use her as much as possible. She doesn't have to rest and she'll never turn us down. It's genius.
Yeah.
I think like if I'm Nem and I come back to the real world somehow magically and I see that the whole time I was gone, my face was plastered everywhere on things I never agreed to. That's horrifying.
Yeah. No, you're right. That's there's no way. Like you said, it's the kids box. They'll bump up against the concept of it, but they won't admit it.
No.
Which is weird because we just got Gav. We had them tackle drug addiction, like the cartel. we had them address like bigger issues like that. But yeah, it was one of those things where it was still within the confines of the kid.
Yeah, like you talk about it explored addiction, which I mean, it did, but it was constantly bumped back by the kids box. Like we never saw a Granute that was like in the throes of addiction, like try and quit. Really,
that is true.
Or we never saw a Granute that like quit and moved on, fall back into addiction.
Yeah, that's true. And in the instance where like one got addicted and tried to quit, they immediately died.
Oh yeah.
So, you're right.
It's, we're bumping around in the shoebox. I get it. Like, especially like Toei is a Japanese entertainment company. I don't know how much waves they want to make in the Japanese entertainment industry with fucking social commentary. But
this is their break into the international market now.
That's, it's true. Like, I mean, Zeztz has already felt it's not like an adult show, but it has felt more willing to be not just dark, but more, I don't know, more exploratory and less kid coded.
Right.
Like I don't think a kid gets much out of the Fujimi two-parter. Like seeing this adult, like middle-aged man who desperately wants the thing that he believes is true to be proven true, even at the cost of hurting people. I don't know what a kid gets out of that. Except monster and explosions.
Okay. So I'll disagree with you there because there is a sense of kids who want to be believed when they say something. Right?
That's true.
Like you can relate to that on that level. So I think like kids can see Fujimi as like their self-insert for those couple events at the very least. I think it was a very relatable message.
But I think by that same coin, if I'm a kid, then when I'm watching this two-parter, I don't relate with the president. I relate with Nem.
Right.
Because here I am without any say in the world. And then this guy who owns your face is exploiting you. He's just exploiting her. Like they can try and frame him as caring about her so much and wanting her back. But at the end of the day, every day he wakes up and chooses to exploit her.
This is a bait for...
He has depersoned her.
Yeah, that's true. No, this is bait for kids to rebel against their parents in Japan.
I don't know, man. Like, I at the start of the podcast, I said this was my weakest two-parter so far. And I think it's just solely based around this.
No, I totally get it. It does take away a lot more from at least mine and yours clearly, or like our suspension of disbelief when you have this clearly like it's just like a snake,
Yeah, he's just here's the basics. It is someone doing quite possibly one of the worst things you can imagine to someone, and then the show being like, but he does love that person,
and
trying to make you ignore what he's doing as his job. Like he's making money off of her.
Yeah.
His whole business is reliant on her being everywhere when she no longer exists.
So I hope that they come back to him and address this in like, oh, he's actually been an asshole this whole time. Because I can't.
Again, if at the end of this episode, like after Baku says like, I'll never stop hunting for her, like we'll get her back. If at the end of this episode, like he turns around from Baku and does like a weird little smirk, no problems. I have no problems with this entire episode. Because then it's like, then it reframes this as not trying to show the audience that he's a good person despite being a piece of shit. It becomes a character moment where it's like Baku sees the best in him and believes that is true, but we, the audience, know that obviously Baku is being tricked.
Right.
And that makes it more a character moment about Baku's naivety rather than just trying to push this onto the audience.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, again, at the end of this episode, there's nothing that suggests that we're getting deeper in on this issue. So I think we just bumped into the box and we just gotta take it in stride.
Yeah. God, where were we when we were talking about the episode again?
Okay. But, so he's talking about how he kept everything secret from the accident to her disappearing, and he's trying to help the public. And then he's like, but that's just my excuses, right? Like he frames it like he knows he's in denial.
Yeah.
Like he says like, all this stuff I'm doing, like it could be not taken the wrong way, but like he leads the argument in such a way that it's almost hard for Baku to think anything but what he says.
Right.
Does that make
like
sense?
He's very much trying to get Baku to sympathize with him. And it works.
It's kind of like when someone says something insane and then they follow it up with like, but that's crazy, isn't it?
Oh God. Yeah.
The truth is, yeah. Oh man. Okay. So, the PSB, they want to reveal Nem's status, death, accident, because they're like, look, like, again, fucking leave it to actual professionals to be like, yo, she got severely injured and then disappeared. We got to report this so we can get a manhunt out.
Yeah.
Not just exploit her while keeping all this hidden. See, good adults, bad adult. Good adults, bad adult.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You're right. 100%. Jesus. Oh, God, yeah.
But Baku steps in and he's like, no, I want to help the president escape.
God damn it.
And he's like, we don't know 100% that Nem is dead. So I believe the president. Which again, like I said, if you change the ending, reframe this, I love it. But they didn't, so
okay, I mean, if we're going to be fair about it, they know that Nem is in his dreams, but they don't know to what capacity she is, right? Like, to them, he could just be like, oh, he's dreaming her up because he really, not with the understanding, like, oh, she's just, like, a separate entity in his dream.
Yeah, this is actually Nem's consciousness.
So, they don't have that context. So, with that in mind, with Baku having that context, he can 100% believe Nem's still alive with them not.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just the contrast of, youthful optimism versus adult, where's the not proactivity.
Reality.
Practicality.
Practicality, yes. There we
go. Yeah, so, Baku obviously knows that Nem is still somehow conscious somewhere, whereas they want to just reveal the truth so we can start getting to the bottom of this. Yeah, I don't think, again, it's one of those things where, neither side's wrong. It's just difference of opinion.
Yeah, but difference of opinion with the underlying predatory system of the idol industry.
Yeah, you know what? I just said that. I'm wrong. Baku's wrong.
Yeah, Baku's wrong.
They should absolutely be revealed just so that the president stops fucking exploiting this girl. The PSB is 100%, and they're not mutually exclusive.
Right.
The PSB can still reveal what they know about Nem, the day after Baku saves the president's dream. They can still do that.
They can.
Anyway, we cut back to Dream Prison. The president and Nem are running upstairs this time because he wants to stay in the prison forever.
Right. They make it to the top floor.
Yeah, they run to the top floor. They run into Nox and the robots. And Nox just talks to Bijogi. And he knows Bijogi's secret. So I wonder if, Nox just has this overall power to see what would be in the doors, or if he found the doors somehow and got to look inside. I don't know. It's unclear.
Yeah, unclear. That's a good point, though.
He dresses down Bijogi. He's like, your secret was wondering if you'd have been better if you had died instead of Nem, which I don't really think that's a secret. I feel like when you're involved in a fatal accident, that's usually the thing you think about the most if you survive.
Survivor's guilt. That's normal.
Yeah, especially if, this was your daughter, quote unquote.
Yeah,
think.
sure.
I don't know why this would be a secret or something he's been pushing down, but whatever, it's fine. Nox gives him a deal. He's like, hey, if you run into this robot and die right now, I'll save Nem. Which obviously I don't 100% believe it, because Nox wants the president to die in the dream or whatever so that the nightmare goes to the real world.
Right.
But two, like, we already know he's sussy with Nem. Like, maybe he does want Nem. Dream Nem to do something with. Yeah. So it could be a two-way trap, who knows. But Bijogi agrees, even though Nem tries to stop him, and he like runs at the robot and gets smacked around. He gets the lead pipe of justice ready to fight.
Yeah.
But then Baku shows up and he stops him. He's like, literally stop. But Nox says that if the dream doesn't come true, like trying to stop Baku from stopping the dream, the failure to save her will haunt him forever, which is true. That's just survivor's guilt. Like, that's how it is. And Baku is, again, at this point, he has that same thing where like, it's not 100% sure that she's dead.
Right.
So cling to that. He talks to Nem again, like kind of apologizing for the way they blew up at each other. And she reveals that she doesn't know anything about the accident. Like, basically, Dream Nem exists as soon as real Nem got knocked out. And she has no idea where her body is or anything about that. Which, I mean, that has to be because that's our series-long narrative. You know, if she's just like, I'm over here, then next episode. So it's fine, yeah. And then Baku tells her that he has faith that she's still alive, that 100% thing. And he promises to find her for Bijogi, which obviously gets him to stop trying to kill himself.
Yeah.
Nox makes a bunch of robots and then leaves. So I noticed this when he puts in the projection capsule to change. He uses a different like hand motion depending on the form. Yeah. Not to put the ball in, but with his offhand, he does like a gesture, and it is different depending on the forms, which is cool, I guess.
It is cool.
Especially since the forms look way similar to each other.
Right.
I guess it's just a cheap way to like differentiate them. But
that's true.
It's neat.
Yeah. It's neat. Mm-hmm. I think I saw a TikTok where someone is complaining like, now I have to remember these different movements when I'm cosplaying. Yeah.
That's fun. I mean, is anyone going to so far, like, at least is anyone going to cosplay any form besides just Impact? Like, be so honest.
No, that's 100% true. Or, like, if they're going to cosplay, it's just going to be, like, Agent 7.
Yeah. That'd be so easy.
Yeah.
If I fucking see a Zeztz machine form at a convention, I'm going to get a picture with you. Because I just don't believe anyone would pick this.
I would also get a picture, but it would be one of those where, like, get a wide shot of me doing the oh my god face.
Oh god. So he uses projection, which predictably makes a bunch of shadow clones. I guess would be, light clones, I guess, if you want to be technical.
Yeah.
So they're all fighting the robots and they beat them all. Then he gets a notification from the sensor, and Reiko is like Indiana Jones running from like
the walls crushing her.
Yeah, the walls collapsing in behind, and the little sensors like flying in front of her.
Oh, it's like she's like, help. It's like a spider, I think.
Oh, okay. She's like, help, save me, Jesus fucking Christ, help me.
Reasonable crash out.
Again, and this is the moment where I know they don't give a shit about Reiko. Nobody goes to help her.
No, not at all. Immediately, I think it's at this point when Baku's like, "Oh, I gotta end this quick," and then he does like the astral projection outside of the prison.
To like shoot himself outside because he thinks about. I guess nightmares have like a weak point. I don't think that's been addressed so far. Yeah, but he thinks about that, and then obviously he thinks about the brain. So he's like, it's going to be on the outside on the roof. So he projects himself up instead. I mean, okay, it makes sense. Like the fastest way to save her is to just kill the nightmare, right? Because otherwise you have to go down a bunch of stairs.
Right.
But I just think it's really funny that this woman got one line that was important, pushed around on the floor, and then fucking almost died, and no one cared. That's just mad work.
I mean, if we're thinking about it, like, that's not the real Reiko. It's just like a dream clone.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know if anything happens.
That's true.
Yeah. And I mean, this isn't even Reiko's dream. It's the president's dream about his ex-wife.
Right.
So, like, even if she got smushed, what would happen? All we've seen from like dream world effects on the real world is like feathers on the floor or like the quarry getting like branded.
See,
so we don't
then
know.
We kind of have to assume something bad will happen, right? Otherwise, why would they have this theme?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think just not knowing is enough to create tension, I guess.
That's true. But also, like, they didn't care.
No, nobody cared. So real Baku goes out to the roof, and then all the shadow clone Bakus are still fighting like the robots that get reassembled, and he sees the brain levitating above the pyramid top or whatever. I don't know why it's levitating.
It's like a reverse cone.
Yeah. We do get something that's really fucking sick. We get a mass clone rider kick.
Oh, God.
That's pretty sick. All the projection clones of Baku do rider kicks on their robots as like he does a rider kick on the brain.
Ooh.
It's pretty cool. You know, people always hate on shows with a bunch of riders in it, but then no one cares when they're all the clone riders.
We'll talk about, at some point, we'll talk about how Oz does this.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know Oz made clones.
It's okay. Some people forget. Well, no, that's not true. It's kind of a big deal, but like, I'll talk about it at some point later.
Okay. Yeah. So he does the crazy kick through the brain that ends the dream, the prison dream, once for all. This is when Nox warns that there's a price to Baku's powers that he doesn't even know yet. He doesn't say that to Baku. He's just doing it cryptic to the audience, kind of thing. Baku goes to the president in the daytime and is like, "Hey, like I meant it. You know, I'm gonna go search for Nem until I die, basically."
Yeah.
The president's like, "Oh, thank you so much. Please let me know when you find her."
We forgot about like one of the biggest scenes where he's talking to Nem. Or does that happen after this?
I think that happens after. The very last scene has Nem in it, if that's what you're
scene.
thinking.
Okay.
Yeah. So the president's like, "Oh, thank goodness. Like, let me know whenever you find anything. I'm going to keep exploiting the fuck out of her. See you later." And he turns around to leave. Then we get Nox walking into like a weird room in Dreamland, and there is Nem asleep. It has to be her physical body, right? Because why would her dream be asleep?
But also, we've never seen Nox in the real world, so what the fuck?
That's true. Well, we've seen him. You're right. We've never seen him in the real world, but we've seen him walking around.
Yeah.
Presumably the real world, except he's not manifested.
And then there was that part in the hospital when he knocked over like a flower vase, but then it flows back.
It wasn't
to real
knocked
life.
over.
Yeah, like, is he real? Is he dream? Is that Nem body real? What is real anymore?
It's true. I think at least that we can assume that this is Nem's real body. Or physical body, at least.
One could hope.
Just given, like, because Dream Nem is everywhere, so it couldn't just be Nem's, like, consciousness.
That's just a statue.
The way her physical body disappeared was very suspicious. So I think it would have to be her physical body. But yeah, he has her, and he tells her, like, "Do your job, Nem. Guide the bad dreams." And we see all the butterflies flying around. So now, okay, Nem being in everyone's dreams is suspicious now, right? If she is guiding these bad dreams to people because she can enter everybody's dreams, maybe.
Oh,
I don't know.
God.
So we said like, at the end of the last two-parter, Nox revealed that like him and Nem are the only things that don't ever get destroyed or whatever.
Right.
And then now we have her connected to the bad dreams, and we have the revelation of her being a suspicious orphan. I'm leaning towards her and Nox being some kind of weird dream world beings from beyond consciousness.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I'd love to be swerved. I love a swerve.
Oh boy.
I love a swerve as long as it doesn't try to get me accept capitalism.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird two-parter for sure. I think the stuff about Nem is totally cool with me. I think a lot of interesting developments on that front. The stuff with the fucking president, he can eat shit.
Yeah.
And I think this is the most like Toku, what is it, like Genki Red we've ever seen out of Baku.
Yeah, that's fair too.
And which kind of, I don't want to say left a bad taste in my mouth, but I've enjoyed just how realistic Baku has felt so far. And so him, I mean, I don't think it's unrealistic for him to be like, there's a chance Nem's alive, so we have to take it. I don't think that's out of character.
Right.
But I think, I don't know, I just didn't enjoy that as much. Mostly because of the fucking president. Everything about the president ruined this episode.
I can't disagree with you. That's 100% an issue, yeah.
Man. But I'm still, it's like, at the end of the day, like, I'm probably not even going to remember how, like, I didn't like this two-parter,
Right.
Or I'm gonna fucking what's the rose tinted glasses this shit. Like in the 30s we'll be in like Zeztz hell. And I'll be like, remember those first like 8 2-parters? They were so good.
No,
You know?
not Zeztz.
Like how with fucking when we started the podcast in Gavu, I was like, oh, I haven't really enjoyed these last couple episodes. And then it picked up and got good. And then later on it got way worse. And so looking back, I was like, oh man, the first half of Gavu was so good. Like just ignoring the fact that I didn't like 3 or 4 episodes. I'm sure that'll happen.
Yeah, hopefully not, but...
I mean, honestly, like 1 through 5, that's a generational run in Toku. For
that's
me,
true.
at least. Like 1 through 5 are such fucking bangers that like, 6 and 7 I have some problems with. That's like nothing,
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I think I'm still on the Zeztz glaze train.
Oh,
we might be we might be running a little low on the glaze, gonna have to switch to like the Cinnabon frosting, but we're we're hanging in. I think I've said everything I need to say about this fucking 2-parter.
Yeah, no, you have pretty much you've hit the nail on the head for this 2-parter.
You've nailed the hit the donkey tail on the clown nose.
Talking is hard. Fuck English. Korekara nihongo dake.
Yeah, all our shows are in Japanese.
But yeah, it is at the point of Zeztz where it's like, they can't all be bangers. We'll take what we can get, and as I mentioned earlier at the beginning, like a lot of what we've seen here, to the detriment of the episodes, is just set up for future plot.
No, of course, yeah. I mean, honestly, the setup stuff that they're doing, I think worked for me. All the NEM stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think, honestly, 1 to 5 were too good. You know what, Toya? You just, 1 to 5, they were too good, and you had us thinking, like, it'll never fall. It'll be this perfect forever. Because I kept being like, 1 was so awesome, dude. 1 was so good. And then 2 and 3 came out. I was like, that was a great fucking 2-parter, man. Holy shit. And then 4 and 5 came out. I was like, another good 2-parter?
That was
this can't
trap.
Be.
It was a fucking trap.
It was a trap. I mean, the perfect streak had to end at some point. I'm not upset. Like,
True.
At least it ended in like 2 episodes that I think are like okay, rather than like an actually really bad 2-parter.
Right.
Which hopefully we never get, but it could always happen.
It could always happen. But hey, that's just a
theory. Anything can always happen is a message that we have learned to love from Gozyuger.
Oh, I guess it's time for our segment.
Change! Gozyuger 34 and 35. We're entering the home stretch. Rikuo. It's kind of crazy that, like, when we started, we were at the very beginning of Gozyuger, and we were, like, we were in the middle of Gavu. We're now further in Gozyuger than we were in Gavu at the start of the podcast.
Holy shit, he's right.
That's a crazy thought.
That is a crazy thought.
Man. And not a lot has happened. Like, I'm just thinking about like how many different arcs and stuff we had in Gavu at this point. And I'm like, oh my god, it's been 20 episodes since the universe blew up. That's crazy. What has happened in 20 episodes?
Why'd you gotta say it like that?
I think 34 is a pretty good episode of Gozyuger. I have a couple qualms, but we'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into it, alright.
Brighton find June's beat up ass and bring her back home.
Yeah, she got her ass handed to her readily.
She got beaten by Dildis, or what was his name?
It wasn't Dildis!
Bellum,
yeah.
She got her ass beat by Bellum at the end of the last episode. So they go and find her, and she's like weirdly sweet to them. Like, she's really touched that they came to find her. So maybe this is leading towards like a Brighton, not redemption, but like, obviously, we have new bad guys now, so Brighton kind of can do whatever they want.
So we'd like
with those characters.
Yeah, sure. We'll believe that for right now.
I mean, we've already seen like Candle and Bouquet kind of have this caring friendship, and now we're getting that extended to Shining Knife. So I don't,
the whole new bad guys thing is the part I was referring.
Oh yeah, well
Yeah.
So we cut back to the cafe as always, and Ryugi's praying to Tegasword. Who's like, "Hey, what's up? What's for breakfast?" And Ryugi's like, "Don't get so high and mighty. Just because you got to have sex with Tegasword, one day I will be the one to have sex with Tegasword."
Honestly, it was kind of cute.
Honestly, like the man is born to take L's.
He was born to take them.
He's got this man has no rings, no hope,
I mean,
and
he
no
is
fusion
still
with his
rich
god.
as fuck.
Yeah, but he's literally spending his whole life praying to the Tegasword, and the Tegasword's like, "Yo, this Hoeru dude's fucking sick, bro. Like, hey, I'm all in on the Hoeru train."
Oh god, he's glazing that man.
Yeah. So they get an invitation to a party. It's like the Celebration Rikuo party or something. And at first I was like, who's throwing a party for Rikuo? Like, is it Bouquet? But no, it's Rikuo.
He loves himself.
Yeah, maybe I just read the card wrong, but it's like an apology party. Essentially, that he's throwing for everybody.
For being a piece of shit. And, fair.
Fair enough. Bouquet and Fire Candle show up to find Shining Knife after his crash out, where he's got his dead wife on his shoulder.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What do you even want me? Like, I attacked her. I was a part of the calamity or whatever." And they're just like, are you Shining Knife, our friend, or are you this weirdo calamity guy? And he says, "You know what? I'm fucking Shining Knife, motherfucker." So he repledges to Brydon.
Oh,
even though, like, I mean, I like the scene and it's very sweet, but like, couldn't he just get Manchurianed again? Like, all it took was Bellum like making a noise and then he killed his wife.
No!
Like, you're gonna invite that guy back to your house?
Listen, they have heart. It was well intentioned.
They do have heart. Yeah, of course. But like, I'm just saying, it's a Chekhov's gun if I've ever seen one.
Oh god, no, not the kids box again.
The kids box, no. Yeah, so Bellum summons a bunch. Oh, the three of them show up to attack Bellum. Or no, they attack Ray, but then he like immediately swaps out for Bellum.
He's like, "I'm a bitch. Come here, Big Daddy."
And then Bellum summons a bunch of like legacy foot soldiers.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming they are. I didn't recognize any of them, so I don't.
Okay, so the only reason I think that they're from other Sentai is because I recognize the one from Gao Ranger, Wild Force.
Fair enough.
I saw that one, and I was like, okay, so it's foot soldiers. But then I didn't recognize any of the other ones. So I'm assuming they're like 70s and 80s.
Yeah, like if I saw a putty, maybe I'd be like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, also I know I think some of the Power Rangers foot soldiers are American made.
Oh, were the putties American?
I think the putties are from Zyuranger.
Oh, okay.
But stuff like you remember I don't remember what they're called, but like the robot guys from In Space.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are American made. I think Mega Ranger has its own foot soldiers.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, you know.
Anyway, but yeah, so he can summon those guys, I guess. Maybe that's what the Void Ring lets him do from all the rings he ate. I don't know. But he didn't eat the Gao Ranger ring.
Yeah, he didn't eat the Gao Ranger ring. Like,
I don't know.
I don't know what.
I don't know. It's Gozyuger. It just happens.
It's
So the three of them managed to beat out the foot soldiers, and they're beating Bellum's ass.
Yeah.
Like
they're on it.
Fire Candle, Bouquet, okay, maybe Shining Knife, because he was a calamity general like Bellum. But like Fire Candle and Bouquet, like they get mopped by the Gozyuger sneeze. You're telling me that our new big bad guy gets beaten? I mean, he doesn't get beaten, but they can overwhelm him enough that he has to leave? Crazy.
And supposedly he has the power to destroy the world just on his own. So, like,
you're right. Lest we forget, every one of the Calamity members has the power to blow up a planet, but he gets his ass beat by Fire Candle and fucking Bouquet.
So if we're measuring the power scaling tier list now, Fire Candle and Bouquet are now at the level of Kamen Riders.
This isn't even the strongest we've seen Fire Candle. He literally just got weaker like a few episodes ago.
You're absolutely right.
Whatever. It's Gozyuger.
No, we can't let it get away with it. I can't. We can't just keep saying it's just Gozyuger.
I don't know what you want me to say at this point. What am I gonna do? Be mad that the 19th stupid thing happens? It just happens. They managed to cut his tummy a little bit, and so he makes like a big explosion and teleports away.
Oh god.
We get a very cute scene of everybody at the Rikuo dinner.
Yeah.
Like he cooked for everybody. That's sweet. He put on his makeup before they came over. It's cute. Yeah. They're all like eating and telling stories and arguing and stuff.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Fun of his cooking.
Yeah, I think this is the most fucking Mashiro has felt like a member of the team so far.
Valid statement.
I don't know what it is. I mean, granted, I haven't seen that many Sentai, but I just feel like lately in the Reiwa that I've seen, they just don't know how to make the 6th member like part of the team anymore. Like they just always feel like a weird attached on kind of guy.
I agree that was an issue on Boom Boom Gear.
And fucking Dawn Brothers. And now Gozyuger. I mean, King Oldru, you can kind of get away with it because they're all like their own guy.
Right.
You know, they come together, sure, but they all have their own business and stuff.
Cuda Major did okay from my memory.
Oh, really?
It was definitely an issue in Trains. Fuck.
Oh, Tokyuger.
Yeah, it was definitely an issue in Tokyuger, being that they were all like children that were adultified, and the
Except
6th
him.
man is just like a dude.
So the 6th man is literally just a man.
Well, yes and no. But yeah.
He's a monster. I forget.
Yeah, he's a monster. But yeah, there's definitely a 6th Ranger issue in Reiwa in general. I can't disagree with that thing.
Yeah, I don't know. They don't feel, I mean, part of that's just nostalgia, but they don't feel as cool as they used to anymore.
Yeah.
But they're also just not integrated well. Whereas, I think about like Guy,
Guy
R.I.P. to that guy. No, guy from Gokaija.
Yeah, guy from Gokaija, I know.
Where like, his whole thing was as soon as he was Gokai Silver, he was like, let me in.
Yeah, I mean, no. Because, like, it definitely wasn't an issue with, like, a lot of even, like, the more modern, not as old, more modern Sentai, like Shinkenger, Genta,
right.
Shinken Gold. Like, he worked really well with the rest of the team. I'm thinking of, like, in Q Ranger, like, they all meshed really well together. Despite the fact that there were a shit ton of them, they all had like episodes where they all interact and they all like fit really well. So like, what's the issue in Reiwa that's making this a problem? I'm just trying to figure that out.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know. I like Mashiro. The most interesting Mashiro ever was like his debut episode.
That's true. He's definitely fallen off, and maybe that's on account of his focus episodes haven't really been that great. Even though I did kind of glaze the episode with him and Bouquet.
Oh, I mean, it was fun, you know.
Yeah.
I think the problem with Mashiro is that when he's not the focus, he's just kind of there. And I mean, you can say that about all the Gozyugers for sure.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have much of a personality.
Right. When he's not the focus, they flanderize him for sure.
Yeah. Like at this dinner party, like what's he doing? He's eating honey and talking about how good he is.
Yeah.
Like that's about it. That's all he's got.
If he's not talking about honey or how good he is, he's talking about how much money he has. It's like it's those 3 things. Yeah. That's his personality.
I don't know. He's just kind of lame. I'd love to explore the past stuff. Like, we got that one flashback with his old team.
Yeah.
I'd love to see way more of that. We got 15 episodes. I don't know if they give a fuck. It's Gozyuger.
Oh, no. God, I know I talked about it a lot before, but we really are running out of episodes.
Yeah. I don't know. I think a part of me that was, like, hoping for Gozyuger to be anything else has kind of just been like, okay, like, it's over. Gozyuger is Gozyuger, you know?
Yeah.
And I have things that I like about it and things that I don't like about it, but I'm not expecting to be... Not blown away, but I'm not expecting it to suddenly become a better show than it is.
That's
fair. You know, this
Maybe
is what
we'll
it
get
is.
Like a few banger episodes, but it is what it is. That's true.
Yeah, I think at this point, like, you know, because you can't. Okay, like let's say like the next 15 episodes are incredible, right? Like some of the best we've ever seen. Then you try to recommend it to someone. You're like, okay, yeah, like 1 through 35, like there's some good ones in there. There's some pretty bad ones, but the last 15 are incredible. You know, it just becomes a harder sell. It becomes a harder sell.
Watch to episode 15, skip 20.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, you know, it just becomes a harder and harder sell. as it goes on.
Because like
even if
pre-world
even if we like
reset,
the
we
ending.
were fine with everything was okay. Things were going.
Yeah, we were okay with the world resetting because it seemed interesting and it seemed like it would set up things that could happen or whatever.
Right.
I really just think that the season as a whole is just half baked.
Yeah, no, that's
it really is. It just needed more time or like editing or I don't know, but sometimes it just feels directionless. Like that's what we say, like, oh, it's Gozyuger, you know? Like things happen because they need to happen for the plot, not because they make sense or that they're interesting.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just Gozyuger. Oh, okay. Back on the good train. I think this is a good episode of Gozyuger.
Yeah.
So everyone sleeps over after. Well, okay. So everyone's asleep after the dinner party, and I thought like, oh, they're having a sleepover. That's cute. It's still daytime.
Yeah.
So everyone finished eating, went to the living room, and just passed the fuck out, I guess. Did he drug them? I forgot if they revealed that.
I'm pretty sure he didn't.
Oh, he did. Oh, okay. I didn't know.
No, he did not. Like,
oh, that's true. Yeah. So after he leaves everyone there asleep, he's like, sorry, Minna-san. And then he goes to find Ray alone. And he walks up to Ray, like challenges him. And then from behind him, he hears, oh, like no shit. And then they're all there. They all clocked his ass. They knew what this was.
Read him like a porn bag.
Mm-hmm. They pretended to be asleep and they followed his ass all the way over here. And they basically give him like a talking to, like, you know, we're like your fucking friends. Like, get over here. You're a Gozyuger. And he's like, sorry, Ray-san. I would rather live with them than die with you. So this is his big final break from Ray. He's no longer under Ray's control. Which is fine. I feel like I thought this kind of happened already when the Goju Wild Wolf episode. But I mean, I guess this is more like him accepting their help. You know, the classic, like, I'm stopping my vendetta because now I have a team and friends to like help me. It's fine. It's good. Right. It's fine. It's honestly like the best Rico has ever gotten. Let's be so for real with this. This is the last Rico focused episode. The last Rico focus episode about this shit we had, Hoiru got a power up, and that was like the last 5 minutes of the episode. At least this one's all about Rico. Now I have some problems with that. Yeah. But at least this one is all about Rico.
Yeah. I mean, am I over it at this point? Like this, because I feel like Rikuo's story had so much intrigue. Ray was intriguing, and then they just dropped the ball. So yeah, I guess I could say I'm over it. The fact that it's ending now is for the best.
I think you're right. I think one of the things that's so funny about it is like, sure, like Rikuo and Ray had so much mystery to what their relationship ties would be, but now that like everything's been revealed, I just look at it and I'm like, was there any intrigue?
See,
like we didn't really learn anything about either of them. We just learned that they were friends, and then Ray became this way.
Right, and the issue with it is that they set it up from episode 3.
What was that? What happened in 3?
In episode 3 they had because the Silver Eyes thing.
Oh yeah, sure, like, that's true.
The whole Silver Eyes thing is all set up. Was it episode 3? It was in the first time. So I know that.
Right. It was Sumino's first focus episode or whatever.
Right.
They set up
so
the gray eyes.
It's kind of like, you know, you have something set up for the entirety of the season. 20 episodes later, there was no way that we were going to be satisfied with what they came up with.
That's true.
I mean,
and I'm not.
They could have done better, but like.
I'm not dissatisfied with it. I just think the way it resolved itself, it just feels like kind of like, oh, that was it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel like a big climactic ending the way, like, say, the Suga stuff did. Like, the ending of the Suga arc in Gavu.
Yeah.
Or, like, no, it feels better than when he beat the president.
Yeah.
I don't know. This feels like it's supposed to feel like the ending of an arc, right?
Right.
Because like now this big long running storyline ended. We have new bad guys introduced, like new factions. It's supposed to be like this is the bookend to this arc, and it just feels kind of really underwhelming.
Yeah, that's the valid thing.
I guess I'll talk about this. Okay, so this whole episode is Rikuo focused, like basically 99%. You know,
right.
And you know, when this happened at the start, when they tied Rikuo into Sumino's long-running narrative, I didn't foresee this being an issue because I think it could have worked. But I do think that having Rikuo be the main character of this moment that essentially resolves 60% of Sumino's goals does feel kind of sad. I think Sumino really doesn't get anything to do in this episode. And you can argue she got more to do when she was mad at Rikuo like a few episodes ago.
Right.
Which, sure, like she did get stuff to do then and they kind of resolved their tension. But this is still the guy that kidnapped her sister twice. This is the guy that robbed her of those years where she got kicked out of the police and was searching for her sister. This is the man who like seriously impacted her life. This is like the climax of her whole story from day one. Her original wish that Tegasword Sama turned down was to find her sister. And then here's the guy who did it. And she gets to be part of like the final 3 that hit him, but it just feels kind of sad that this is all Rikuo. Like, this is the Rikuo show. He gets the big power up. He's the one who gets the big emotional moments. I don't know. I think maybe you could have done it in a way where it served both of them. Maybe it was a mistake to tie these 2 storylines together in the first place.
Right.
But it did, even though I think this is a better episode of Gozyuger, it did leave me with kind of a bad taste in my mouth at the end of it.
Yeah.
I don't know anymore. It's Gozyuger.
Gozyuger. Back to the main phrase.
Yeah. Back to my motto. So Ray summons a zombie Assam. Who gives a fuck? He makes him Shishi Red. Oh, so I guess he did have the Gao Ranger ring. Yeah. Maybe he ate it when Rikuo dropped it. I think I remember that. Yeah, so he makes him Shishi Red, and he's zombie, he's fighting, it doesn't matter. He tries to, Rikuo is trying to talk Ray, or no, Ray is like, I can't be talked out of this, like I'm locked in, this is what I have to do. So then Rikuo is about to kill him, but Sumino stops him, rightfully, because one, she says, you know, you'll regret it if you kill him, like you care about him too much, he's your boyfriend, whatever. But then she's also like, 2, like he's the only motherfucker that knows where my sister is. So like, don't fucking kill him. I need to know.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And this is the most that she really gets to do out of this conflict. Bellum takes over because he's like, fucking Ray, you suck. Oh, I forgot to mention, Ray went Maji Red again, but Rikuo beat his ass.
Yeah.
Bellum takes over. They hit him with 2 finish fingers, Rikuo and Sumino, and they knock out some of the rings.
Oh, this is when Fire Candle comes out and says, hey, hit his fucking chest. Look at all the work I did.
Oh, no, I think that happens later because Hoeru's not with the 2 of them at the front.
Oh. Wait,
but yeah.
They finish
well, they do a finish finger and they smack rings out of him, and then that unzombifies Assam.
Right. Okay.
So and then Assam is just like, he pieces out, he's free, he's whatever. Yeah, then Fire Candle pops around the corner, he sticks his head out around the corner. And he's like, I hate leaving it to you Gozyugers, but aim for the wound we made.
We did good work.
We did good work. We are important to the plot. And then Hoeru walks up to the front to join the front 2, while the other 2, I guess, are still fighting the foot soldiers, maybe?
Right.
And so he hands Rikuo the Rio Tegasword sword thing.
Rio Tegasword, that's what it is.
Yeah, the Rio Tegasword.
Excalibur.
Excalibur. So he gets to go that mode, and then Hoeru goes wild mode, and then Sumino has nothing, so she just goes
Ginga Man.
Some other, yeah, she goes Ginga Man. That's her power up. That's her great power up. We get Hoeru gives away the new power up to Rikuo.
Yep.
He uses his backup single person power up, and then she gets fucking Ginga Man. What a great scene.
Amazing.
Yeah, we talked about how Ryotega Sword would look good on Goju Leon, and it does, but I think less good than I thought it would. I thought, like in my mind, I was like, well, it's already so blue, it'll look best on the blue one, but he just kind of looks more one note, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
It just looks like the only things that stand out on him now is just the big gold hands. So I don't know. Maybe green will be my savior. Maybe it'll look good on yellow or black, or maybe it looks good on nobody. That could also happen.
Maybe it'll look good on Polar. Who knows? Will Polar get to
will
wear
Polar
it?
even get it? Yeah. Who knows? Actually, I think it would look really good on Polar, but I don't think he's gonna get to wear it. I'll be honest.
Yeah, no, if he puts Ryoga Tegasword on, I'm sure Gudaburn will throw another hissy fit.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've already seen that as much as shit as Mashiro talks about Tegasword, he has no problems using it. Like, he literally piloted that motherfucker with different arms. He threw them the power to have double arm. He doesn't, it's not like it, whatever. What? It's Gozyuger.
Oh. Okay.
So yeah, they smack Bellum a bunch and they use their finishers, whatever. They knock Ray out of Bellum.
Right.
Which is, didn't know that was going to happen. They knock him out. And then Hoaru takes the sword back.
Yep.
He was like, yeah, that's mine.
Bellum grows big, and then Horu's like, well, time to do the big thing.
Yeah, time for me, the main character, to finish off the fight.
Is this the first episode we see Ryotega sword in mecha form?
Robo? Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because he just used the finisher to kill the last guy. It's big. It's real big.
Yeah, it's like 5 times the size of Bellum in big size.
Yeah, Bellum grows to like normal Robo fight size. And then Ryotega sword comes down. He's like, you think I can't get bigger? And so he gets bigger enough to match it. But it's real big. It's fine. I think the only thing I don't like about it is that it has the ring slot in the middle of the chest. And so far there's nothing in there.
Yeah, and then they just fill it up with void. Or like they plaster it with fake
It's
plastic.
bullshit.
It looks stupid.
The suit covers up like the slot holes with like a fake to make it not look like a gaping port in his chest.
Right.
But the toy has the fucking slot holes on it. It's fine. I mean,
I can assume that once they start like combining shit into Ryotega sword, that it's gonna be like they're gonna put the rings for the other mechas into the slot hole for the different forms. That's what I'm assuming.
I don't know. I think I still like Akatsuki Tega sword more.
Yeah.
Even though we saw it like maybe like 3 or 4 times, to be honest. We didn't see it that much.
Man, the Orca Booster really not doing amazingly large amount.
First of all, it's not even necessary for him to go wild. Then its mecha form gets replaced within 10 episodes. God damn. Pour one out for the Orca Booster, guys.
It's the toy that we own.
It's the toy that we own. Wahoo. Yeah, so Ryotega sword just mops Bellum. He's way stronger. Bellum is destroyed. That's our first of these was it Cataclysm?
Yeah, the Cataclysm.
No, Claudes.
The
Claudes.
Clades.
The Clades. That's our first Clades.
The
Everclades. Yeah. I mean, like you said, like these guys showed up. They were described to be super powerful, and then they really don't they get one episode where they win, and then whoever gets the big power up and he evens the abilities. I think it would have been fun to have the heroes on the back foot for a while, have them struggle, like really think about what they could do to, close the gap in power. But I feel like
hold on. I have to say this. You know what happened?
What?
So they had, in prior series, you have those moments where the heroes get in their mecha, the strongest thing they have, they fight against the opponent, mecha gets absolutely demolished, and then they all, overcome, get their power up, and everything's fine, right?
Yeah.
They replaced the mecha getting destroyed fight with Tega June getting her ass handed to her.
Yeah.
So they didn't get any growth moments. It's just Tega June getting her ass handed to her.
I mean, I guess that is like the downside of making the changer, the Robo, the god, right? Like you can't have a moment where like Tega Sword Robo gets blown up or like beaten really badly because 1, he's a character, and 2, it's the changer. So like, what are they gonna do if their changer gets blown up?
See, but spoilers for Boom Boonder. Do you care?
I know about the Bundorio death.
Exactly. So they had their mecha die, and it worked out perfectly.
That's true. He is a guy. He's a guy.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's no excuse. Sword could have easily gotten shattered. Maybe his blades break, or I don't know. Maybe he loses a finger. Who knows? They could have done something.
Well, also, I think it would have been cool if, they they do this and they blow up Bellum, and then, the next guy shows up and he just smacks Ryotega sword around.
Yeah.
So it's okay, each one could destroy a planet, but, they're not, they incrementally get stronger than each other. Or just something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're right. I think this new faction does kind of fall flat out of the gate just because of how easily they get beaten. But I don't know. I mean, I don't want to just say it's Gozyuger. But
put a counter up in the corner.
But dang. They really haven't had moments where they've had to struggle and then they get a new power as a reward for their struggle. Right.
The only one who's gotten that has been Hoeru.
And even then, it wasn't so much about him being weak. It was more mental things.
Right.
Getting over certain things mentally rewarded him with power-ups. And do I wish that Gozyuger was the kind of Sentai where they did have these moments where they got beaten and they really struggled to think of ways that they could get stronger or whatever, and maybe they have like a team member who knows science and they can make like a fun device? Like, sure. Like, I think I just lean more towards that kind of storytelling.
Right.
But I just can't be mad that Gozyuger isn't what I want it to be anymore.
That's
I think we're too far in. Like, I have to accept that this is the way Gozyuger is telling its stories, and then judge whether or not I like the episodes based on how well they tell that story.
Okay, that's a fair point. I suppose I do have to reassess the way I'm enjoying the series. Because at this point, like I said earlier, I'm over it, I think.
Yeah. It's hard. Like, we were sold this being the 50th anniversary, like a big deal. We had ideas for what that meant in our head. And then the show has just consistently not been that. And so it's always like chafing against what I thought it should have been.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't want to be, we're watching these shows and talking about our opinions on them. I don't want my commentary to just be like, well, I think they should have done this because I would have liked that better. Because like that's obvious, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I think we have to be able to meet these shows with where they're at versus what we would want them to be. Because
very true.
These shows are made by real people, a bunch of real people, and everything is way better when you can just think about it. You don't have to actually make anything.
Very true.
So we don't know the reasons behind decisions made or anything. Do I think Gozyuger is going to be one of my favorite Sentai or Toku ever? No. Just no at this point. I'll be honest. Do I think that when Gozyuger ends, it'll beat Gavu for our supreme champion of hopes and dreams? No, to be honest. Unless like these last 15 episodes are like incredible, I don't think it does anything as well as the good parts of Gavu.
Yeah, I can agree with you there.
I think the saddest thing about Gozyuger is that it's always gonna be, it's like Pokemon where like every Toku is somebody's favorite. Like, I'm sure there's somebody out there that thinks Gozyuger is like the best, or maybe it's their first. Like, my first was Gokaiger, and obviously I hold that in like high esteem.
Man, that's
like maybe
thought.
Yeah, maybe if Gozyuger is somebody's first, maybe they're gonna really love it. But I think for me, it's just settled into this mid kind of territory. And I hate saying mid because of the kids. But I think if I was to make a list of like all the tokusatsu I've seen, it would probably be like a little above the bottom, somewhere towards like the bottom of the middle.
I'm thinking about it.
I mean, yeah, you've seen a lot more than me, so
it would definitely be amongst the bottom so far. Man, I'm still kind of stuck on the fact that you said Gokaiger is your first, and I thought about it, like, yeah, that's true. It was your first Sentai series, because my history was I picked up Shinkenger first, and then from there I branched out to like older things and other things.
Right. I guess we've never talked about like our Toku history before.
Yeah, like not deeply, but the thought that your first was an anniversary series is kind of interesting.
Yeah, so I had heard like growing, like eventually everyone finds out that like, did you know Power Rangers was actually a Japanese show or whatever?
Yeah,
like I had heard that, and I think I had seen some clips on YouTube of Shinkenger, like when Shinken Gold shows up,
right?
And I thought, well, this is kind of cool, and then all of a sudden, I mean, I don't think people today can understand the like. When Gokaiger came out, gifs of that were like mainstream kind of.
Yeah.
In America, like, or at least in our age group, like everybody knew what Power Rangers was. So when someone shows you a gif of like a guy turning into like 5 different Power Rangers, it was like, whoa, like, what is this? Like, is there a new Power Rangers I don't know about? This seems kind of cool. And so then that led me to finding Gokaiger on Facebook.
That was the only way to watch shit back then.
Hell yeah, baby. Because I was pretty young. I didn't get a computer till like my own computer till pretty late.
Right.
So I feel like I was behind even like the people our age in terms of web knowledge. So I didn't know what like torrenting or any of that shit was.
Fair.
But I found a Facebook group that uploaded all the subtitled videos. Obviously, they weren't the ones making the subtitles, but they uploaded them in like 2 or 3 parts. Yeah, so every episode was a 2-parter for me.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, they would upload everything, and then so I watched Gokaiger, and then I think I watched all of Gokaiger, and I liked it, and then I started watching. I think I skipped out on Go Buster like after one episode.
Wow, rude.
Yeah, no. I couldn't even tell you why, to be honest. I think, you know, we all have like phases where we're more into one of our other hobbies.
That's true.
And I think at this point, like late or early 2010s is when I got super into anime, and I was like, I'm going to be the guy that watches everything every season.
Oh.
And then I burnt out on that so fucking fast.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I was more into anime in general. And then I had talked to you about like Kamen Rider because you had seen it and I had never seen anything. And you gave me like your portable hard drive with all of Gaim on it because you were like, this is the one to watch.
I did. Holy shit.
Yeah. And I had it like on my PC at college, but I still hadn't watched it until I remember we had a like blackout like on campus. Like my dorm room had no power. So I was like, well, fuck, like all I have is anything I downloaded. What do I have? And it was just fucking Kamen Rider Gaim. And I'm not kidding you. I think I watched the whole series plus the movies in like a week and a half.
Oh shit.
Like I've never binged anything that fast in my life. We'll talk about like our media patterns. Like you're a binger. I'm definitely not.
Right. But
that was like the fastest I'd ever consumed anything. And I was like, this is incredible. Tokusatsu is so fucking awesome. And then I didn't watch any more. I don't know why.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know. I really don't understand it because I was so in love with Gaim. This was like a year after Gaim ended. I was buying like the arms change figures on eBay.
Yeah.
I have almost a complete collection of arms change figures.
Oh man, it's 100% that meme where it's like, oh, I got one. Oh, yeah, you just gotta have a friend. What do they get each other?
You can switch the armors in between them.
It's so sick.
This is so fun. Yeah. So yeah, I watched Gaim. I loved it. And then it wasn't until like pandemic really when I was gonna start taking health more seriously, so I wanted to do treadmill stuff. So I was watching a bunch of stuff, and I got through like a couple anime that I wanted to catch up on, and then I found like, was it called Tubi or Pluto? I think it's Tubi. Right on the front page, all of a sudden was Kamen Rider Kuga was recommended to me.
Oh, and
I was like, you know what?
Started watching Kuga. Oh, that's so sick.
I was like, you know what? I really loved Gaim. Like back, Jesus, it was like 6 years later. Right. I was like, I really loved Gaim back then. Like, I haven't watched anything else. Let me check this shit out. And so I blitzed through Kuga. Fucking Geats started airing. I was like, this sounds cool as fuck. Got super into Geats. I started watching Ryuki on the treadmill next because that was another one that's licensed. And then it came to the point, like, we've talked about how we would talk about Geats a lot, and then Gozyuger came out, and we both fucking crashed out really early. And then I recommended Gabu to you because I wanted to watch something. I wanted to give it another chance, you know, because that's the cool thing about Tokusatsu is like, if you don't like a season, you just wait till the end of the year. And then, and then you check it out again. And so we got into Gabu, and then Gozyuger was coming up, and I was like, what if I was trying to find, at the same time.
And then it was the podcast that you were talking about.
Yeah. Well, right before that, also, I skipped out that I don't know why, I just started watching Dawn Brothers.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
As Gabu was coming out, and Dawn Brothers is so fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then, I was looking for like a podcast, and I was like, I don't like anything that's available. And then here we are. Now you. So you said you said Shinkenger and then Gokaiger.
Yeah.
And then you went like,
so it wasn't necessarily in that order. How did I find out about Shinkenger? Man, hold on. I have to like go back in my mind palace to remember how I got into the Tokusatsu hole, the black hole, so to call it. I did a lot of just like...
Oh, I remember once you told me that you watched like an entire season on a road trip with your family.
Oh, yeah, that did. Okay, no. We'll have to go back a little further than that. So, Shinkenger. I was on a lot of forums back then. I did a lot of role-playing. You remember. I think I've mentioned this to you before. And one of the friends there is talking about like Japanese Power Rangers. And I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? And me being the curious child that I was, like, dove deeper into like Facebook groups and things, and I discovered Shinkenger. And I'm like, holy shit, this is Power Rangers, but they're bleeding. They have really cool weapons.
True. I think that's like the first reaction to Sentai. Is you're like, this is like Power Rangers, but there's blood. It's such a minimal amount of blood. It's just like they have blood in the corner of their mouth sometimes.
Yeah.
But that's enough of a shock to be like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Because we're kids. Like, it's like, holy shit, blood, let's go. So that was how I started watching Kinjiro. I would just watch whatever I could find on Facebook. It was always in parts. I couldn't ever find it in order. It was the worst way to watch tokusatsu, but also, like, you get what you could when you had it.
That's, sometimes I think about, like, watching it on Facebook and shit, and now we're just getting we're getting Zeztz, like, legally every
on
week.
YouTube.
It's crazy.
Oh, God. And perfect.
God.
But yeah, that was how I started watching Kinjiro. From there, like, that particular Facebook group also uploaded other series. I started the next thing I watched was Deca Ranger.
Oh.
I started watching that because, it was like, oh, that's like SPD.
It's like SPD.
Yeah. So I started watching Deca and it's, oh my god, it's so much better than SPD. So I just kept on going from there. And then from there, I started downloading whole episodes from Facebook so I could just like stockpile them and watch them later. I did that for Deca Ranger. Then from there, on the road trip, I downloaded all of Geki Ranger and I watched that with my little sister.
Wait, Kathy? I don't know if I can dox her. Kathy has seen Geki Ranger?
Kathy has seen Geki Ranger. She watched it with me.
That's so fucking tight.
So we saw Geki Ranger
Get
together.
Kathy on the podcast.
Yeah, sure. Guest star one day. She won't remember anything. She is absolutely not into tokusatsu in this day and age. But we definitely saw Geki Ranger together. I tried to get her to watch the next series, but I think I burnt her out on that road trip.
I mean, watching 50 episodes in a road trip is fucking insane.
Listen, you're stuck for hours in a car, nothing to do, just watch tokusatsu.
But usually people are like, okay, now I'm getting bored of this. I should do something else.
Nah. No. We don't get bored here. And then from there, I think I wanted other things to watch. And then that's when in the same vein of discovering Sentai through like the role-playing forums, talking to people, that's how I discovered Kamen Rider. Because a friend at the time that was online, I talked to them, like, oh, if you like Sentai, you should give Kamen Rider a shot. It's like Power Rangers, but like so much darker, so much cooler. And I'm like, you know what? I like cool things. I like dark things. I'm a kid. Let's go for it.
I'm a cool guy.
Yeah, I'm a cool guy. And then my first Kamen Rider series, oh man, was it? No. I definitely...
I don't think I know
all
this.
Out of order and jumbled. I'm trying to remember. It was either Kiva?
Really?
No, it was Kabuto. Kabuto was my first Kamen Rider series. I think it's most people's first Kamen Rider series because a lot of people glaze it, and like I'm sure if I went back to it, I'd still really enjoy it. But also, like I'm sure it's not as good as it is in my nostalgia. It's a lot of the reason why I enjoy a lot of random shit, like Mabo Dofu. That got me on the Mabo Dofu love train.
I feel like Kabuto was like the big one to start with until I think Gaim.
Yeah, and
like,
it also
even after I finished Gaim, when I was looking up like what to watch next, it was a lot of like Double or Kabuto were like the two people recommended. And I think now we've entered the era where it's like Build or Gaim.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I guess generationally we're showing our age.
Yeah, generationally. The thing about Kabuto is it's a good first series because it has a lot of great twists. It has the multi-writer, like the multiple writer dynamic that you really like from like writers fighting against each other for whatever reason, which is why I should probably watch Aki. But I'll get around to it. It's one of those things. It's on my list. But Kabuto is really good in that regard. It's a good starting series in that sense where it presents a lot of common tropes that's in Kamen Rider now. And that's what kind of pushed me forward. From there, I went from Kabuto to Kiva to Decade. And from there, I think I was watching it pretty closely annually from that point.
Wow.
Yeah, so from Decade, went to O's, went to Double, Double to O's, yeah, and I just haven't stopped until
That's crazy.
Fucking Gozyuger.
That's so funny. I don't think I've ever heard you talk about Kiva before, and I know it's like such a divisive season.
Oh, it's divisive, all right. I remember it very fondly, but once again, I'm sure if I went back to it, my nostalgia goggles would fall off. or like, because I remember very specific things about Kiva.
Right.
And it's kind of like, I know I'm only remembering the good things. Because every time I'm scrolling on TikTok and I get random Kamen Rider clips and I get a random Kiva clip, I'm like, when the fuck did that happen?
I've always thought like the 2 timeline thing was really interesting.
See,
but then whenever
that's
people
one of the
either
things I remember.
like it or hate it. Like some people hate Kiva.
So the thing about the Kiva format is the 2 timeline thing is it does mess with the pacing of the show sometimes, because you'll get episodes in one timeline. And then it'll shift to the other timeline. Sometimes you'll get episodes where the timelines are in tandem with each other. They're all happening at the same time. That's most episodes, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. But also, like, my memory of Kiva is weird now that I'm realizing it.
Right.
There was a weird thing with, like, aliens that they did.
Whoa.
They did, like, the future timeline. Like, there's a whole bunch of weird shit with Kiva. Ultimately, I enjoy it. If I were to rewatch it, I'm sure I'd still enjoy it. It's fine. It's one of those things where, yeah, you kind of have the nostalgia goggles on. And that's probably why you haven't heard me talk about Kiva. I remember the good things, but they don't stand out enough for me to talk. But you've heard me talk about, like, Oz, you've heard me talk about Dabaru, you've heard me talk about Decade.
I've heard you talk about Deno.
Yeah, you've heard me talk about Deno. Oh, God, Deno. Also great. God, so many good series. But Kiva just isn't on the radar 100% of the time like the rest of them are. But yeah, like I said, I've been watching annually pretty much since Kabuto.
That was 2009?
Yeah. Oh,
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, Gothard broke my streak. I'll go back to it one day.
It's so funny.
Oh, wait, no, that's a lie. Gothard didn't break my streak. I think Revice broke my streak. But, like, I'll go... But now Revice is one of my favorites. So it's like, fuck, man. Maybe I should just stop skipping.
Well, I have good news for you. Now we can't. I don't know. I think it's so funny that Gotchard is like this big boogeyman on the podcast.
See, after our conversation about Gozyuger just now, it's kind of like, all right, maybe I'll meet it halfway. We'll see what happens.
I think, man, they hate Gozyuger. They fucking stop talking about it to talk about every other tokusatsu. I don't know. It's just Gozyuger. This is what it is. The more I expect it to suddenly change and become a better show, like the more I'll be disappointed. And like that's unfair to the show, I think.
It is unfair to the show. But at the same time, it's like with everything that I've seen and like with what we've seen so far from Gozyuger, maybe it's because I expect better that I'm gonna keep complaining.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. It's, it's just the way I have to think about it, but it doesn't mean it's the right way. Right. Everyone's going to feel differently by watching it.
True.
And there is good stuff. There's genuinely good stuff in Gozyuger.
Yeah, there is.
It's just, it's not catered well.
No, it isn't.
But finally moving back to Gozyuger, we do get a really, I think it's a good scene. So, never mind. These are 3 scenes that I wrote. This is 3 scenes that I wrote down as one sentence.
Oh boy.
One of them I think is good. So they find Oto in Rei's lab or whatever, and they try and use the Shinkenja ring to wake her up. Doesn't work. And Sumino says that her new dream is to wake Oto up instead of catch the guy, which is good because that guy got. So by someone else. Yeah. Her dream was accomplished by someone else.
Damn it. You're right.
Then we go back to Shining Knife, who's like super sad until Sweet Cake turns on.
Yeah, she wakes up.
Back
yellow. He's like, what the fuck happened?
And he's like crying and holding her. And she's like, what? What's happening? What?
It's funny you say he's crying and holding her. And it's just like he's hugging himself.
Yeah, he's hugging himself.
It's so fucking tight.
But it is sweet, and I think it works. That was probably the best of these three little moments.
Yeah.
Assam goes to the roof. He's like, I'm done here. I'm going to go back to my planet. And they're like, huh, sure, yeah, right. Knock off the act. And he's like, what are you talking about? And he gets taken by a spaceship. Dude. Fuck this guy.
Yeah, fuck this guy, but also, like, did I mention this last time? There's, like, a TikTok I saw where, like, Assam flies off in the UFO.
And then he zaps
Baku. He zaps Baku and Gap.
That's good. That'd be the most interesting thing about Assam if it was true. I don't know, man. Like, there's a character in JoJo that does this exact kind of thing where, like, they claim to be an alien, but people don't know if they're an alien or not.
I fucking hate that.
And
but go on.
No, it is so much fun and it's so funny. And they're not around for like a lot, but they have like 3 or 4 episodes where they're in there, and it's awesome. Like I love that in JoJo.
Okay.
And then this guy has like 2 episodes and he's so boring. And then he's a real alien. Cool. I don't give a fuck. I don't know. Like, did they need to even bring back Zombie Assam? Did they need to? Like, really? Just genuinely.
I mean,
was anyone out there like, but what about Assam? He got absorbed. Did anyone care?
I mean,
show me a survey. Show
me
a survey of Japanese children right now. I need to know if they gave a fuck.
Oh god! If you like Assam, dislike this video.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean, like, just Assam as a character. Like, his purpose was to give Ryugi his one episode.
His literal purpose was just to take up an episode's worth of time.
2 episodes, actually.
2 episodes.
Because there was that one episode where they're beating the mochi, and it's like, sometimes, like, it's okay to waste time.
That's the episode where at the end he gets absorbed.
Yeah, but, like, the prior episode introduces him. Wait, is that all in one episode?
I think that's all one episode.
Oh my fucking god. He has warped my sense of time. He is that awful of a character.
He's fucking trash. We were just having talking about character economy and Zeztz. This guy did not need to exist.
See, he wasted a character slot and an episode. Like, an episode that could have been used to serve anybody else.
2 minutes of this episode.
Yeah.
Those 2 minutes could have done anything. You could have had more Sumino. You could have done something more with Shining Knife. You could have done anything. You could have set up the next fucking Claudius guy.
You could have spent money on something other than making this stupid UFO.
Yeah, how much that CGI UFO cost? Let me see the budget for this episode. What a fucking joke.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I hate it. Ray is in jail, and Rikuo vows, like, he'll find the cure for whatever disease, like, fucked him up. And we do see Ray, like, kind of remorseful. I'm not sure if this is, like, meant to give, like, he was under control the whole time, so it wasn't his thoughts, or if he just regrets it. I don't really care which way, to be honest.
Yeah, same.
I think Ray is just not that interesting.
Ray has run his course. I'm done.
He's run his course. The things he did are awful. If you're not going to make it clear right now that he was possessed the whole time, then I don't care about his future. And they didn't. So I don't care.
Yeah.
That's where we end on 34. Man, I thought this was a good episode. Until we talked about it.
Yeah.
I still think it's probably one of the better ones.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I think
as
this
in,
is
like,
the
an
best
ending to an arc, I guess.
No, I think it's a bad ending to an arc.
Okay, fair enough.
I think it's the best Rikuo focus episode.
Man, that's a real low bar you've set.
Yeah, that's all he's got.
It's all he's got.
Gozyuger 35.
Oh boy, we get our Kinjiro episode.
Yes, but also I made an oopsie. The Shinkenja Ring on Oto stuff happens at the beginning of this one.
Oh. Which is fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I thought I was at the end of the last one. Whatever. Yeah, this is our Kinjiro episode that takes place at school that I was begging for all fucking season.
Guess what?
This is our one time it's going to happen.
It doesn't take place at school. Not completely, anyways.
Well, yeah. I should say it doesn't involve him interacting with the youth.
Okay. So the closest thing we get for the funny youth interaction is he is with his grandson. Thank God.
Yeah. You remember him?
Yeah.
Well, so first... Yeah, before that, we get the card playing no one is eating Oden at, it looks like this fucking same cart that fucking Tato is always eating Oden. Maybe just all Oden cards look like that.
That's their one problem. That's our one.
Yeah,
Oden
maybe
problem.
it is proper use. It could be. He's eating Oden, but he's really like depressed, and he gets attacked by one of the bellmen with nunchucks. And it turns out they're really close friends, and the card player no one has been in like a depressive episode, so the bellman wants to kind of like help him out of it by, I guess, getting him to fight. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, he's in a slump, as I think they refer to it, and
Yeah.
the bellman's just kind of like, where's your drive? You wanted to be number one.
It's true. This is the first time we've seen a no one that isn't obsessed with being number one.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even really know why he's in a slump or why he's depressed. It's not like he tried to fight the Gozyugers and they beat him, so he's like reevaluating.
Right.
We're just introduced to him and he's like sad.
Yeah, that's kind of
weird.
weird.
We don't know why.
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Let's
think
go,
about
Gozyuger.
that. Yeah. God damn it.
Anyway, yeah, so then we see Kinjiro at school, finally at school, and he's walking with his grandson, and they're talking about like weekend plans or something. No, college plans.
Right.
He's asking him about like what is submission forms or whatever. And then he's accosted by a man dressed in like Chinese warrior kind of outfit. And he has the Dai Ranger ring. And he challenges Joji to a fight by name. And the grandson's like, Joji, wait. And then Kinjiro like drags this guy out of the room. So I don't know. Man. This stuff could have been so cool, but I know that that's all we're going to get out of this.
See, if this happened 20 episodes ago, I'd have felt completely different about it.
Yeah, if this had happened 20 episodes ago, I'd be like, oh, this is fun. But
it's too late. We're up to 35. It's too late.
I kind of have a theory. I told you about this before the podcast, where
everyone,
the Gozyuger team members are getting these like focused, not two-parters, but these focus episodes. You know, we just had Rikuo have his focus episode where he got the Ryotega sword.
Right.
This is the first half of our Kinjiro focus two-parter, and in the preview, we already see he's going to get the Ryotega sword. So then we have, Sumino and Ryugi and maybe Mashiro. Usually the Sixth Ranger doesn't get the team power-up, but we'll see. Everyone's going to get a focus episode with their Ryotega sword power-up, and then by the time that's resolved, we're already going to be in the 40s. So then I think it's just going to be main plot railroad.
And now, this is what I was talking about briefly in the other episode where you're talking about, we have like a new faction. Completely ignored in this episode.
Oh, it's true. It's very true. They don't make any waves in this episode at all.
So like...
Even in the two-parter, because we know the second half's going to be about this card playing no one.
Right. So like, all the more reason this episode could have been 20 episodes ago and nothing would have changed. Okay, maybe because he does use the Ryotega swords. Like, whatever, sword. That's fine. You could have not had the Ryotega sword in this episode. It wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, it feels like a character episode that they held on to until they were like, okay, well, everyone's getting one now. And then they just threw it out there and just tweaked it a bit. I don't know. It's Gozyuger. Like, do I wish every member of the team had more focus? Sure. Do I wish Kinjiro specifically had more focus episodes about him leading this double life? Absolutely. But this is what we get. This is the extent of it. Like, I really doubt we're going to get another Kinjiro focus episode after this.
Right.
So it's just going to be one of the missed opportunities of Gozyuger. Yeah. So he takes this new guy to the gym where the guy is like, you'll recognize me when I do this. And he's like eating something out of a can. And this is where we get confirmation that Joji fought in World War II.
Yeah.
I think when he was introduced, we were trying to do the math to see if he could have been.
Yeah.
And now this is just confirmed.
Yeah, it checks out.
So, I hope he wasn't in China.
Oh, no!
I hope he was just like defense on Okinawa or something.
Oh, no.
But the implications are staggering.
No! Don't do this to our boy.
So this guy is introduced as something Genji. I didn't write down his last name.
Genji Kaku.
Kaku Genji.
Yeah.
And he is like Joji's childhood friend / rival. And he's like, I made the same wish as you. And he doesn't reveal. Oh, well, he doesn't reveal that yet.
You're right.
But he just revealed, he says, I've made the same wish as you, assuming that their wishes are the same.
Right.
And he's like, and now like we have to face each other because, only one of us will get our real wish. So he challenges Joji. The first thing is making fried rice. And it turns out they both suck ass at it. It's pretty funny.
It's pretty fun. There is a reference to the original
Dai Ranger?
Yeah, Dai Ranger. There's a reference to Dai Ranger in this episode that was thrown constantly in my face on TikTok over the past week. where when he does the Die Ranger power and he transforms into the walk and he starts tossing the rice, and then you get to see everybody's faces and they go, whoa, 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 whoa. It's in the exact
like the
same
start of
tune
the
as
opening.
Yeah.
I thought that was weird, but I didn't clock it.
Yeah, no, it was a reference to Die Ranger.
That's good.
It was a good one.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I thought it was weird because I was like, why are they saying whoa in English? What is this?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Pretty neat. Yeah. It's these little references that you expect out of, an animation.
Yeah, I mean, just by the nature of this being a two-parter, the Die Ranger Universe Warrior goes to A tier in terms of Universe Warriors.
I guess so. Fuck. Everybody off screen is F tier. Everybody that got 5 seconds of screen time, D tier.
Put that fucking fat motherfucker that got skinified when he changed in F tier. Fuck that. Fuck you, Gozyuger. Could have given us a fucking thick ass ranger, and they chickened out.
Yeah, they fucking cowered.
They rubbed that in our faces.
Oh god.
Joji barely wins the cooking thing. The card no one shows up drunk to Brighton Castle.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. He's like wasted, and Bouquet reveals she made a new Eyizer, like the Bell mech.
Right.
We see it later. It's not that new.
Yeah, no.
It's not that great.
What can we expect out of AI generation?
I guess so. They're trying to cheer him up, but he's just not into it. The next challenge, is baseball the second challenge? No, it's the third. What's the middle one? They're like throwing cards at the floor or something to make a stack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a stupid thing.
Yeah. And Kinjiro is like, I was famous for this in the 40s, and he does it. And then his friend is like, you haven't even improved since then. And he throws it and makes a bigger one, so he wins. So it's fine.
Right.
They're going to play baseball. The rules are like, they take turns pitching or hitting, and the first one to get a home run wins. But they're both using their powers to jump up and shit and catch the balls. They look really funny. They're in baseball uniforms, but then have the helmet on, but then have the baseball hat on top of the helmet.
Yeah.
It's fun. That's fun. I like stuff like that.
Yeah, the little things in this episode, there are little fun aspects to it, but all in all, just as an episode,
it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah. Fucking Fire Candle shows up on a bike. That's pretty funny.
It's just the small little funny thing. That's what we've been pointing out for the past 5 minutes.
Yeah. Fire Candle and a bunch of the Bell Boys, including the one who attacked the card guy, show up on bicycles.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know, but it's a good, funny choice. And so they're fighting the rest of the Gozyugers so that Kinjiro can focus on the baseball game. Again, this is where Genji reveals that his wish is eternal youth, and so he assumed that that's also what Kinjiro wished for.
Right.
And this shakes Kinjiro enough that the ball he fucks up and throws him an easy ball. So then fucking Genji hits a home run, and he's like, oh fuck, I fucked up. But then thankfully the new Eyizer shows up and it's flying, so the ball bounces back off of it.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah, I think it's a funny episode.
It didn't need to be a 2-parter, I feel, but
No. It's kind of weird. Yeah, so that's it. That's all we see for this baseball game. Everything else is left to the next part. Ko is the name of this Golden Bell, who's the friends with the card guy. He's in the new Eyizers. They're just little flying saucers, kind of, and they shoot beams.
Yeah.
And they're flying around blowing shit up, presumably hurting people.
Presumably.
Yeah, so Tegasword puts a stop to that. He's like, fuck off. And he blows up everyone but except Ko. And then Ko is like, you watching this, bro? You watching me? Witness me. He grabs Tegasword and fucking self-destructs live on stream.
To zero effect, mind you.
Yeah, I'm sure Ryo Tegasword, who easily defeated a fucking Clotus general, will get blown up by an Eyizer.
But he believed in all of his heart that it would be effective.
But yeah, and then fucking we come back to Card No One. He's like, no, Ko, no, fuck. And then, there's no resolution for the duel. And Joji is like, is eternal youth my real wish? What do I actually want? And then that's where we end. That's the end of the 2-parter.
He has an existential crisis.
Yeah. again, like you said, literally, if this came like 15 episodes ago, I would have loved it. I just think that if, as like Kinjiro's final focus episode, it's hard. I just said when we were talking about last episode, I have to meet the show where it is and not what I want it to be. But my weakest part of that is Kinjiro.
Yeah.
Because I was so excited for this character at the start of Gozyuger. I thought it was such a fun premise that I hadn't seen in tokusatsu or even in most TV shows, you know?
And it's funny because, like, everything you love about Kinjiro, I saw, like, there's a TikTok that voiced exactly your thoughts, and I'm like, wow, this really made me think of Scott. And it was from the point of view of, like, someone who's watching the series from the beginning and doesn't know what it is right now. So it's like wow, they're going to do so much fun things with this character. I'm looking so forward to it. I'm like, no!
No, you young fool. They hate him. Can't you see? Yeah. This episode is good enough. I think, like we said, it's a funny episode. I think, honestly, Gozyuger's is much stronger at doing this kind of wacky comedy than it is at the actual serious, like, universe building. I think 100%. It's much more effective.
They haven't built a universe. They've built chaos. Remember trying to put the timeline together? We can't.
I'm not going there. If we got two terms in this podcast, it's the kids box and the Gozyuger abyss.
No!
I'm not trying to piece that together in my lifetime.
The only confirmation we have on a timeline is that Kinjiro was in World War II.
Wait, do you think original universe Kinjiro was in World War II? Or is it just a reboot?
Oh no! We're back in the abyss, baby.
No, I don't know. I think okay, so at this point in Gavu, we were also at this kind of part where we were like, oh no, like they only have a certain amount of time. I don't think like it's gonna wrap up well. But what I'll say for Gozyuger over Gavu is that I think Gozyuger has much less plates that they're spinning.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
The stakes aren't nearly as high.
No, and there's not that many plot lines. Like Gavu always had like these fucking A, B, and C plot lines every episode.
Right.
So there was so much that they had to wrap up. And when we got to this point, I was like, I don't think they're going to have time. Like, I don't think the president and the Stomach Family stuff is going to resolve well. Whereas for Gozyuger, like, I don't think it's gonna be like the best 15 episodes I've ever seen, but like, how much more do they really have to wrap up? Like, everyone gets the Ryotega sword, we beat Claudius, beating the Cataclysm, we resolve the Brydon stuff, then boom, we're out of here.
Oh man, we were so excited to get into Gozyuger. We were so
yeah. But yeah, I think we just have Gozyuger's a very simple show. We just steer this baby into port. And then we're out of here.
Yeah. God,
and I think Sentai baby. Hey, I don't know if it's rude, but like if you want to talk to your dad about making another Sentai, like I'd be really happy.
My dad?
No, not you. I'm talking to the fucking writer.
Oh, okay. I'm like, excuse me.
Your dad?
It's like my dad's got nothing to do with it.
Can't have the Pope writing a Sentai.
Shut your dirty whore.
Dominic's dad is
the
Pope adjacent.
Of course, Pope adjacent figure.
Yeah, and that's all we're ever gonna say about it. Well, I don't have any fucking thing to say about anything anymore.
Yeah, I think we're all good for these 4 episodes of Tokusatsu.
I think I am expunged.
Oh God, what a word. Remember, folks, we're just 2 guys talking Tokusatsu. We'll catch you in the next one.
Peace.